What's up, guys? Welcome to Hive Mind Podcast number 28. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play, so check us out wherever you want to watch us. Today we've got That1Janitor, who is one of my... I would say I've been subscribed for a while. You're one of my favorite people that makes videos, even though I generally don't watch them very often, but when I do, I watch all of the ones I missed, which is what I just recently got done doing.
Right.
So yeah, big fan, and I know you're subscribed to me because you left a comment on one of my Overwatch videos.
I am subscribed to it, yeah.
Where I'm assuming you used to play WoW because that's where most people know me from, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember when I first started watching your videos, but that's definitely how I found you is through WoW, for
Did
sure.
I hope you didn't subscribe during the cringe days. You probably did.
Probably. I don't know what you
Yeah,
you consider the cringe
the
days.
cringe days were like Cataclysm, probably, or
Uh,
Wrath and Cataclysm, that era.
Maybe Cataclysm. I don't know. It may have been after Cataclysm.
Yeah. So I'm sure you get this
Wow.
question a lot, but the name That1Janitor, or The1Janitor, or is it That1Janitor? I can't. Yeah, The1Janitor.
The one janitor. Uh, the I don't know. I kind of like play around because obviously I get asked that all the time, and I kind of like I play around with my audience and I don't I almost never explain the name, but it's really a very boring story. It's just one of those silly old screen names that you come up with like when you're in high school, and it's just something that I just came up with because like when I was younger, I liked to draw and stuff, and I came up with this character that was like a janitor, it was like a superhero that was a janitor. And just one day when I was signing up for some website, I don't even remember which one, I just typed in, at first I typed in the janitor and it was taken. So I just threw a one in there. And it's just one of those things that just stuck. And I've been using it ever since and just kind of
Do
identify
you
with
go
it
by
now.
that in all your video games too, or do you use different screen names? Are you always
Um,
like Janet or something when you play like Overwatch, for example, or something like that?
yeah, I generally use some form of it. In Overwatch, my name is, or in Blizzard games in general, I'm T1J. And sometimes I spell out the one, so it's like the ONE
Yeah, I get what you
janitor.
mean. Yeah,
But yeah, generally that's what I do, just because it's almost never taken, and I don't have to think of something. So
yeah.
I made up a name for myself, or not a name, but a email in high school, and I quickly dropped it when I got to college and realized that it was retarded. And
yeah,
my email was Chode Monkey, and I was like, that's pretty awful. I'm gonna need to. I can't like fucking make a resume and put chodemonkey@gmail.com my fucking
yeah,
resume.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though like I don't know how many people would actually figure out what that is or know
So
what a chode is.
I would think a lot of people know what the chode
I,
is.
yeah.
I mean, people have different definitions. Some people think it means like a short, stubby, fat dick, and other people think it means a taint. So I mean, like
Well, I
you
mean,
could.
in general, it means yeah. I
It
thought you
means
Either
meant.
what?
Never
way,
mind.
yeah.
What? Or
Either way, it's inappropriate for a fucking
Right.
email.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Got it. Yep.
Anyway, luckily with my name, I came up with something that was wow, epic crack there. Anyway, I came up with something that was not too bad considering I was 12 years old. Zyback, it's short. The reason I came up with the name is alphabetical order. I wanted a name that started at the top of a list or at the bottom of a list, and ZY. You can figure out how that happened. Um, so in terms of branding, I think even though I wasn't going for that, I think I didn't do too bad considering some people on YouTube they're fucking like Chris. Are you familiar with Chris Smoove? Have you heard of that guy?
Chris Smooth?
Yeah, he's
No,
like a. No, you haven't obviously,
no.
but
I
he's a
feel like that's a
big.
character that Chris Tucker played in a
Uh,
movie.
but he's a big YouTuber, and his YouTube channel he's got like millions of subscribers, and his YouTube channel is like Smooth, and then like no shit, like 20 numbers after it. Like you can't like there's no way
Yeah,
you could remember that. Um, and the whole reason he made his YouTube channel was to watch the age-gated booty clapping videos on YouTube,
yeah,
and now he's like this fucking huge, YouTuber.
yeah. There's a lot of a lot of the old YouTubers have like really weird names. Well, I mean, a lot of them now because you can change what your name is displayed as now, but the actual URLs are a lot like that. There are a few that had the foresight to think about branding even before YouTube became what it is, but
Yeah, I
there's
did, luckily.
yeah.
I could have gotten youtube.com/feral druid, which would have been dope when I was
Yeah.
still playing WoW. But I decided against it because I had a feeling that, what if WoW doesn't what if I don't play WoW forever? And obviously
Right.
that was a good move considering most of my YouTube career, as you would call it, doesn't involve WoW, even though it's the thing that I'm probably most known for. So yeah, I'm curious about you. How old are you?
I am 30 years old. I turned 31 actually in 2 days.
Yeah, that's
So
right. Yeah, you did say you had a birthday tomorrow, right? Or Sunday? Yeah,
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday. Um,
So I'm old.
so I was watching a bunch of your videos, and I know at least you mentioned in one of them I watched that you're a full time YouTuber now, or streamer YouTuber combo, something like that, or
Yeah, I'm basically full-time YouTuber. I but when I say that, I don't mean to say that I make a lot of money from YouTube, but just my situation allows me to focus solely on YouTube as my career. So that's basically accurate.
yeah. How long have you been doing that for?
How long have I been full-time?
Yeah, full time.
Um, I've been attempting to do it for maybe like 2 years. It's been honestly my decision to do it was a very bad decision. But it's a thing that I just really wanted to try and just sort of throw all my chips in. It's slowly getting better, but I would say about 2 years is
So, oh, good. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, just about 2 years is about when I first was like, okay, I'm not gonna get another job. I'm just gonna try to do this.
So so I'm like looking at your channel and I haven't watched any of your videos yet,
Mhm.
but
Dope does his research, obviously.
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Comes
He's the
prepared.
big fucking YouTube guy.
I
I'm
just got
just
done watching literally like 3 hours of your videos on like I was playing Overwatch and I had him in the background, just listening
Yeah.
to him.
right. So, but like, so your video, like, so if you started in like WoW though, like I'm looking at like the front page, right? Why I'm not a vegan? Why I disagree with Morgan Freeman? Fat shame. It just looks like random. Like, is there a theme or is it pretty much just like kind of whatever you feel like talking about at the time?
Um, I mean, generally, it's just sort of just things I'm interested in. If there's a theme, I would say the theme is like social issues,
Right.
and um, there's some videos about like I would say kind of like relationships, but mostly just like social issues and social dynamics. And every once in a while, I'll stray from that just because there's something that I thought was funny or interesting. But I would say that's the main theme.
How did Zyback rope you into doing this show?
I sent him a Twitter, man.
Twitter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
guess it just
you're just like, fuck it. Let's come on, let's do it. Did you listen to this podcast before you signed up to do it?
I've listened to a bit of a couple of them. I've never sat down and listened to one in full, but there's a
Okay.
couple people that you've had on that I know of, and I was just sort of
Out of
um,
curiosity, who?
like I listened to a bit of the one with Asmongold. Like I watch a
Yep.
lot of his videos. Um, there was another one I can't even remember, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Probably
just sort of
Fever if you're in the MMO.
yeah, but yeah, I don't. I mean, I was surprised when you asked me to be on there because I figured that since you're mostly about gaming, that would be um the main thing you wanted on there. But you know,
Actually, the last couple weeks have been pretty gaming focused, and
hmm
I think it would be good to get back to
If
like some of the other shit.
if
We
you if you
normally
actually
talk.
listen to one of the podcasts like all the way, you'll realize that we really go off the rails
okay, well that's cool.
a lot. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
alarmingly
I'm
so.
into gaming, so I'd be happy to talk
Yeah.
about it. But I'm not known that much for gaming on the internet. Even though I do it, I try to, but
The
people
only thing I
don't.
can do is stare at your Alabama Crimson Tide poster in this video. I went
Yeah.
to UF, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
College football, or are you back? Or that is the sport, or are you a different sport?
Definitely college football. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Roll
I mean, if
Tide.
you're gonna pick a team, you could pick worse
Dude,
teams.
they have the best like slow
Yeah.
roll tide. It's just fun to say.
It is
It
fun to
doesn't
It,
mean
say.
it's
anything though.
It
What
means
does it mean?
everything.
It doesn't mean anything. What the fuck is a
It
crimson tide? It's an algae fucking plague in the water.
it's a metaphor for the team. It's a sea of crimson when you see those jerseys running at you.
Oh, is that really what it is? I never knew that. I was like,
Yeah.
why did you name your team after like a condition of algae in a lake?
No, if I'm not mistaken, some like announcer one day was like, they're running they're running at down the field like a Crimson Tide or something like that, and it just stuck.
Oh yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
think it's cool. I think it sounds
yeah. No,
poetic.
it is. Have you seen the Daniel Tosh like abortion thing? You ever watch that show? Never
I've
mind.
seen the show. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I know he hates Alabama though.
yeah. He always like tries to like. Never mind. If you haven't seen it, obviously, yeah, it fucking ruins
Gotta,
it.
gotta
Fuck.
been there.
Alabama's always good, dude. There's so much meat in Alabama. Everybody that commits to Alabama as a lineman is like 400 pounds of just muscly beast.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's they know
Dude,
what they're
some of
doing.
those big guys now are real fucking freak athletes. Like, you look
It's
at the
crazy.
NFL combine, and it's like, all right, so you got Mr. Wide Receiver. He's 170 pounds. He runs a 4.2. And you're like, shit, that's fast. Then you look at this defensive end. He's 290. He runs a 4.5. And you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, that dude is like a step behind that 175-pound dude. And it's
have,
ridiculous.
have you
It's
seen the Baylor 400-pound tight end?
I'm not.
You haven't seen that? That's this. It's I'll link the we link stuff in Skype. It's this
Okay.
kid named Laquan McGowan. He's 400 fucking pounds and he's a tight end. And I guess he's trying to make it in the NFL. But yeah, it's pretty
Wait, what, is
crazy.
this college foot level?
Yeah, Baylor.
And this works.
That yeah, I mean, in college, I doubt you can be a 400-pound NFL tight end.
That's the thing, man. The NFL really is like, I mean, obviously the talent level in college is still good, but like, man, the NFL it's a real different beast. You'll see like a lot of college players that were just dominant go to the NFL and
Yeah.
What do
not
you think about?
really.
What do you think about? Do you think Derrick Henry's going to be the shit in Tennessee?
I feel like I think his style of play would work really well in the NFL, but it's so hard to predict because like I thought Mark Ingram was gonna be a beast in NFL, which he was okay,
He's
but
functional.
yeah, but I was like this guy's gonna just run all over everybody, and
But
but
I don't know who that is, but I'm assuming it's a quarterback that can run.
No,
no, it
it's
was an old
Alabama fucking
yeah,
posse
like a
running
running
backs.
back,
Running back, oh.
Yeah,
but I think it could work, um, but I don't know.
fair
It's
enough.
you know when you because I think that's the beauty of college football is the fact that there's players that are just so much better than all the other players, and it just makes them look so good. But then, especially when you're talking about offensive players, but when you go into the NFL and you're playing against these amazing linebackers and things like that, like you just can't do the same stuff that you were doing in college. So it's hard
Yeah.
to say.
The best example I know of is like Reggie Bush. Like that dude was a fucking beast in
Yeah,
college.
exactly.
And I mean, he's not bad in the NFL, but he's kind of forgettable in the NFL, I feel
Right.
like,
Yeah.
compared to
I
his
feel
college.
I feel like his greatest achievement was banging Kim Kardashian. Not
Well,
not so much making
obviously,
it
I
in the
guess the
NFL.
biggest one is Tebow in
He
terms of
didn't
like
Yeah.
dominating college.
Oh, Tip
And
Tebow.
he
then
didn't bang anybody. He didn't bang Kim Kardashian. Although it would be a really really good story. I bet she would make a fuck video with Tim Tebow given the opportunity. Because you know how much she could sell that for? Like a Tim Tebow fuck video. You know how many people would buy that? Like
Oh my
everybody.
God.
I would buy that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
That just seems so weird and creepy to me. Just the idea of Tim Tebow.
Banging somebody.
you're in for a treat for the rest of this podcast. Then
So I remember I told you Zyback that I was getting Blue Apron to try it out last week because I got it for free from my buddy,
sure,
and I was
yeah,
and I was going on like the healthy cooking kick. So the thing, you know what Blue Apron is, right?
yeah, meal prep service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you go by? Do you go by janitor, by the way, or T1, or what should I
I
call you?
mean, you can. I mean, you can call me Kevin. I guess that's my name.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So you know what Blue Apron is, right? They send
Yeah.
you like shit to your door and then you cook it.
Hmm.
So we got this shipment of food on Monday. And then, of course, she wants me to cook it. And I'm like, that's a lot of fucking work. Like, this is like a half hour to cook this
Wait,
shit.
why are you even buying this shit then?
I didn't.
If
I
it's
got
a
it
lot
for-
of work.
No, let's rewind.
Oh, you got
I
it
got
for
it
free, but like still, it's
$60 worth of free food. I'll fucking take it. Like,
yeah,
what are you
and I
talking
would
about?
too. But I just think it's dumb. Like, isn't the whole point of a meal prep service for it to not be a lot of work? You just throw that shit in the microwave and you're done.
No. The point of Blue Apron is not easy. The point of Blue Apron is to make you able to like cook things that aren't boxed like whatever. Like you could get a recipe or whatever, but they put all the food together and it's sort of like a project. It's sort of supposed to be like a family thing. There are other
I guess
services.
I'm just not their target demographic then, because I think that's retarded.
Okay, stay with me.
That
There's
somebody would
other
pay for
services
that.
that send you like prepackaged, like
Yeah,
frozen
and
shit.
those
You
make
just
sense to me.
okay. All right. So you're right. You don't have a family. You would not be the fucking target for Blue Apron. But anyway, listen. So I got it for free, and it shows up, and she wants to make this food, right? And in the package, there's all this shit. There's like beef and chicken and vegetables and whatever. And one of the meals had it was like this beef sandwich, open face sandwich thing with like some zucchini, and then the other one was weird. It was called like chicken steam buns, which is like kimchi. But anyway, it was like this little doughy thing that you had to steam, and it had some cucumber and radish shit with it. And then the other one is like a pasta, right? So the first night we made like the beef open face sandwich thing, and I got so pissed off because like it just tells you to grab all these ingredients, and I grabbed them, and like fucking halfway through, I realized that I was frying up the fucking cucumber, like it was the zucchini, and I was like, this is gonna taste. I was like, why are there seeds in this zucchini? This looks kind of weird, and I'm like, oh fuck me, I grabbed the wrong dildo-looking green vegetable out of the refrigerator.
Aren't
So
zucchini yellow?
no, they're green.
I agree.
You're thinking of a squash.
Uh,
There might be a yellow variety, but they're
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Have
I
you
guess
ever
every
seen
time
zucchini?
I eat zucchini, it's always with squash. So there's like one green thing and one yellow thing. So I'm like, I don't fucking cook. So
You were definitely not there. Yeah, there actually is a yellow zucchini, but it's not like the
see,
common one. Yeah, okay, but I've
because
never
I eat
seen
that
one at the
exotic
grocery
shit,
store.
dog. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Let's go with that. So anyway, I tweeted at Blue Apron angrily, and I was like, "Your meals are supposed to be so easy a fucking monkey can do them. Put a sticker on the goddamn zucchini so I don't fry it up like a cucumber." Yeah, it was good times. It wasn't bad food, but that's definitely way too much fucking work. We canceled it, so all we did was get our 3 meals for free.
Wait, how much food? These $20 a meal?
Yeah, 20 bucks a
Dude,
See
meal
it.
for two
fuck
people.
that shit, dude.
For two people.
I looked up. I was at because I'm sort of into cooking. I'm not good at it, but I'd like to do it. And I looked into Blue Apron, and I was like, it's like $60 a week or something like
That's
that. Like,
Yeah, but it's supposed to be
ridiculous.
for 2 people, and it's 3 meals. So it's not cheap by any means. Like we I guess she found some article that says you
Is
can
that
like buy the
is that including the shipping?
yeah. It just shows up to your door like
So it's
ice pack.
60 even. It's not like 60, then you have to pay for shipping.
No, 60 even, 59.99 or whatever. And you can skip it. Like they make it pretty easy. If you just don't want it a week, you can skip a week, and you can change your menus, and you can do other things. But yes, you could buy the food that they're sending you for like about 50 to 60% of that price. But the thing is, like if they make you use rice wine vinegar example in a recipe, they send you this little tiny bottle that has exactly the right amount. So all you do is just open it and dump it in the thing. So
I would understand that price if it was like ready to go and it was like a convenience thing, but you're still making this shit. It's just I don't get it.
again, it's not for you. It's for people that, and it's not for me, honestly. That's why I fucking canceled it. But it's for people that like want to make like cook as a family or as a couple, but they
It
fucking
sounds like
suck.
the most half-assed version of cooking. Like, just honestly, why even
What?
bother?
It's legit. Like so, the second thing we made was this chicken steam buns thing, and like, I guess they assume you have a baseline level of knowledge of like fucking cooking techniques, because I do not. It's like it was said like, just steam the buns, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. So
right. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I wouldn't know where to go with that either.
so it like showed this picture of like a boiling pot with a strainer over the pot, and then like the lid over that, and I guess that's how you steam something. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll give it a fucking shot, whatever. And so I mean, it taught me a couple things.
I literally have one cooking utensil in my
What do you-
entire. I have a
it's a
spatula
frying
and a
pan, isn't it?
pan.
Yep.
That's it.
Right.
Eggs and beef
Is that all you make? Eggs and beef?
when I do cook, which is rarely.
So what do you do? What do you do otherwise? Do you eat out?
Eat out or eat something that's
Like
like
microwave
microwavable
burritos,
or is boxed or some shit like that.
Hot Pockets.
No,
Have
mainly.
you seen the video of the dude getting mad because he dropped his hot pocket? Have you seen
No.
this?
I haven't seen.
Hang on, let me find this video. Hang on, here we go. It's this like robbery thing or a murder gone. I just linked it right there.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that where he's like, I dropped my hot pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Like 15 seconds in.
I think.
I'm
Wait,
watching it.
did you link it? I
Yeah,
don't see it. Oh, there we go.
12 hours.
Yeah, I've seen this.
he's like, I dropped my hot pocket, and he was all like fucking serious, like it's the biggest thing that happened in his life. That he dropped his fucking hot pocket.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh, and the person recording it laughing.
So,
right.
I'm curious. What did you do before you did YouTube as your full time gig?
Um, I've had, let's see. Well, for a while I was sort of doing YouTube part time, and then on the side I was basically, I guess I worked the door at a bar, and a lot of people call that a bouncer, but I don't like the term bouncer. But basically, security at a bar. I did that for
Why
a
don't you
while.
like the term? It sounds badass. Like, yeah, I was a bouncer. You're like
Yeah, but
some
the thing is, what I was doing is
savage.
it's not very badass.
Yeah,
I
but you
was like,
lie,
yeah, I guess
dude.
it
You gotta
just
have some like stories where like, yeah,
I
then
have
I
a
had to beat
story.
3 people's asses.
I have a story.
right. So I don't know. It just seemed dishonest to say bouncer. Uh, before that, before that I just worked like a series of stupid, shitty jobs. Like I worked in a call center for a while. Well,
I've heard
actually,
that
one
is like the worst thing ever.
yeah,
Is
it's pretty
working in
terrible.
a call center.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. um, I did one job I had that was cool before that was I worked in a library, and I actually found that to be pretty cool. But I never had like a serious career. I just worked a series of random jobs, and then eventually I discovered YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is actually something I don't hate, and just sort
So
of
I was just curious if you ever were like a janitor. That's what I was
oh
wondering.
no, yeah, that
I
I
just
get
didn't
that
know if you
question
were
a
like
lot.
the cool janitor at like some elementary school when all the kids like because I remember when I was a kid like in elementary school there was always this cool janitor that was like all the kids fucking loved him. I didn't know if you were the cool janitor guy.
Nah, I do get asked that a lot, but I've never been a janitor.
Yeah.
No,
Out of
I,
alas.
curiosity, was your janitor superhero? Did he use his mop like some sort of bow staff and swing it around? Because that's what I'm feeling.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I knew it.
He had a series. He had like a mop and he had one of those like big push brooms. He used that. Yeah, that was you got the right idea.
Yeah,
when I went to UF for all 4 years, and I I took a job as a quote unquote bouncer at this dueling piano bar. If you've never been to one,
that
they're
sounds like the
really
gayest shit I've ever heard.
no, it's really fucking fun. So you go with your friends, and what it is like you get hammered, and there's like two pianos, and these dudes like just it's more of like a show than anything, but it's a really good time. And anyway, so I took a job there. But see, the thing with being a bouncer, and this lasted about a month, is that you need to kind of have like this aggressive gene in you,
Hmm.
like you know what I mean. Like you need to be able to get angry at things
Yeah,
that like you know what I mean, and then you need to like act on
You
it.
can't be
Like
afraid of
you
conflict.
got to be pot committed. And you
you're
know,
right.
I'm not talking about afraid of confrontation. I just mean like you have to be like you have to get like angrier at things that you normally wouldn't give a shit about. Like I'm the most laid back dude ever, and
Right,
that was
same.
not conducive to bouncing. So like my strategy in being a bouncer would basically be to get someone else to do the bouncing. I would be like the
Yeah,
fucking I would be
yeah.
like, yo, dude, you know I'm gonna need you to knock that shit off, or somebody else is gonna take you out of here. And I just couldn't get mad. Like if somebody was like drunk and shit, I wouldn't like engage. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I just had this thing about me where I was just like, I'm too
I have
fucking chill.
never heard of a dueling piano bar.
It's really fun, dude.
It
There are
sounds
a lot of
amazing.
them.
It sounds like a terrible idea to get a bunch of drunk, rowdy people next to people that like are trying to like play the piano.
No. There are pro piano players um, that do the like the pianoing. They're good, and they sing. They do like covers of like rock songs and all
And
kinds of
there's
shit.
two of them.
Correct. There's two of them, and like I said, it's more of like
I imagined this as
a
like two
concert.
pianos on a stage, and it's like there's two guys like rap battling each other essentially, but with the piano. And
No.
like
I mean,
one guy will play his like do, and the other guy will respond.
no. They mostly play the same song, but it's good, dude. It's a good time. Like, I mean, I mean, you can think it's gay if you want, but I mean, I'm just telling you that,
It
like,
just seems like a bad idea with like live music and people being like. "Grrr." It would seem like a place you'd have to throw a lot of people out of. That's what I'm saying.
right. I mean, people do get wasted, and then but that's the idea, though. They want you to get wasted so that you tip these guys like a lot of money. Like the guy in Gainesville was, I mean, he went by the name of Frisbee, which I can only remember that because he was like the world record Frisbee champion. Like he's like the LeBron James of Frisbeeing, I guess. And he could like throw that shit like all over the place. And like I remember him doing that when people would ask him like, why did he get his name like that? And he would like do it on stage. I don't know why I remembered that, but anyway, he was one of them. And there was this other dude, and like I said, that thing I linked is not one that I know. I just googled piano bar, but it's a good time, dude. It's more like a concert than anything. I don't need to fucking sell you on it because you're never gonna go to one. But
Yeah,
just trust
not a drinker anyway.
just trust me, it's fun. It's not fun if you go there fucking by yourself sober and you sit in the fucking corner and just like judge everyone else's life. That's not a good time.
I don't. I'm not a bar person. I've spent exactly $0 in a bar.
You ever been to a strip club?
Nope, not a strip club person either.
How do you know
That
that if
shit-
you've never been?
I have a very strong feeling I wouldn't like it.
You ever been to a strip club, Kevin?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of strip clubs, honestly.
I'm
I
not-
do go to bars a lot though.
Right. Like I'm not a guy who loves strip clubs, but when you have like a bunch of friends and
Yeah.
you're like, you know what I mean? Like then it's a good time as long as you're responsible with your money and you don't like you're not an
Yeah.
idiot who just likes to
just like treating it as just another bar to hang out with.
Yep,
With
exactly.
friends, that's cool.
Yeah,
But
see-
just the general specific idea of a strip club, I'm not really into.
Right. Get blue balls for a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, strip clubs. There's like just. It's like a giant combination of things that aren't for me. First of all, I don't drink.
Women.
Second of all, I'm very frugal.
Yeah.
So, being frugal and not drinking.
You're the cheap Jew in the corner who's sipping on water and like creeping on the girls on the stage. And they're like,
See, I don't. It's not that I wouldn't. I just think that the strip club situation is particularly sad, and it's not like.
so
I
you
have
would
this,
sit
like,
there and
utmost
judge
respect-
everybody.
No, it's just that I know it's like a facade. It's like
Of course.
who cares if some chick takes her tits out, and I just don't. I don't know.
And you meet a lot of really sad people. In
Like
strip
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like
you do.
depressing people.
yeah,
Oh,
I, know,
yeah,
I
you
just
do.
I don't think I'd enjoy it, and it's not
Like
because
the-
I have like this utmost respect for women or anything. I just think it's a really sad fucking.
Like the guy that goes there by himself after he just gets paid on like a Friday
Yeah.
and just like
it's
blows
it's
his
like
small
the animal
paycheck.
shelter, but for people. That's what it's
uh,
like.
Yeah.
You just go look at all the sad fucking puppies that nobody wants.
I guess, dude.
It's-
Like I said, with friends and like he said, if you treat it like it's just a bar and you don't go in there like you don't get sucked into like what it
Yeah.
you think it is. If you just treat it like a bar plus titties, it's a pretty good time, dude. Because you don't have to like pay. I mean, other than like usually a cover of like $10 or something, and expensive drinks and ATMs that charge you like $8 to take out your money. You don't really have to pay like any. You don't have to pay to look at titties, other than the one time that you paid. So like, again, if you just treat it like a bar plus titties, it's pretty decent time randomly. I think the last time I was like, man, it's been a while. It's been like 5 years since I've been to a strip club. Probably.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has.
No, it hasn't, because you said you were talking about on that Wildstar podcast that was like 2 years ago
Oh,
that you
right,
went to
no.
some like
you're right.
transsexual strip club.
That wasn't a strip club. That was a drag club. I went to a strip club that same weekend though, and they had nude karaoke. You're right. So what was that like two?
I
2.5
somehow know
years
your
ago?
life better than you do.
Right. I mean, okay. It's been a while. 2.5 years is a pretty long time. But before that, it was in the Navy at some point. I don't know if it counts as a strip club if there's whores there, like legit whores. That's a different thing.
Many strip clubs have that.
That's true.
Yeah, I would think there's a lot of crossover there.
I went to New Orleans a few years ago, and there's a bunch of strip clubs all around, Bourbon Street and everything. And some of them were just completely upfront about the fact that they were prostitutes. Like it was really bizarre.
You're like $20 for a lap dance, $60 for a lap sit.
Yeah,
You're like, what? What is that? It's just
yeah,
like
it's
$2.
crazy. I just don't care.
My coworker who works well with me, obviously, because he's a coworker. Anyway, there was this porn star, like a big name porn star, Rochelle Ryan. I don't know if you know who she is, but she used to go to hot yoga like right here in Richmond, and he used to like do hot yoga with her. And I don't know why I'm telling that story, but I'm just saying like the shit's there. The experience varies too. Like Virginia strip clubs, I have not been to one, but I hear they're awful. Like some states make you have like pasties and
Yeah.
like yeah, like
Wait,
underwear
what
and
is the
stuff.
point of those? That's just dumb.
I mean, it's like 90% of the boob.
I know, it's just dumb. Like, oh, you can't see the nipple. We gotcha.
Right,
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
right. Um, but then there's some like Florida and other places where it's fucking you know
I would think the less Bible beater the state is, the better the strip club would be.
that's
Yeah. See,
probably accurate.
I live
With
in
probably the
Alabama,
exception of New York.
so
I mean, what is it like in Alabama?
I don't think there are any. Well, honestly, I'm not sure what makes a strip club good, but the ones here are pretty trashy. At least in the city I live in, which is
Like B
Birmingham.
squad, like C-section scars and shit.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I haven't been to one in a while, so maybe they've improved.
There's
And
like a
I actually know some girls that were strippers, and they seem like decent enough people, but
yeah.
just like
You
uh,
walk in, there's like a fucking daycare area, and you're like, "Oh, I can bring my
Oh,
kid."
that's
They're like, "No,
fucking
that's for the
sad.
strippers. That's for the workers, employees only." Fucking daycare.
Oh,
I
I bet
dated
that's
a
the thing.
I dated a stripper for a while, an ex-stripper, and I was okay with it. I mean, like she wasn't anymore, so like I guess I was more okay with it. But I don't know. I don't know if I could date a porn star. You think you could date a porn star, like an active porn star?
uh, I mean, I probably could if it was like an actual, like if I
Legit
actually
porn
had.
star. Not like a back alley porn star, but like a legit one.
Yeah, I probably could. I mean,
A career woman.
Right. In it to win it. As they say.
I don't know. I'm a very like I'm just the type of person that's not like I'm not prude in any way, and I'm like completely sex positive if that's the correct term. Like,
I think being positive is generally a bad thing to be in that industry.
well, I don't know. I'm just like do what you do. You know, obviously there's things to take into account. Like you make sure that they're in some legit business where they're not gonna get diseases and things like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, apparently, like the porn, like your chance of getting an STD in porn is like way lower than like just random like
Most
sex that
legit
actual people
studios
have.
are pretty thorough about that, as far as I know.
I think
Yeah.
they go on like lockdown too. If like someone tests like positive for something,
Yeah.
like the industry like stops shooting
Yeah.
for like the time that it takes them to like test everybody again. Because I remember I follow like a couple porn stars on Twitter, and that happened. Like this Bonnie Rotten chick, and she's like, "Oh, I can't shoot for like another 3 weeks because we're on like lockdown for like our testing results." I'm like, that sounds great. That sounds awesome.
But
That's
there's
awesome.
a lot of I mean I'm not really sure how the porn industry works, but it seems like there's also a lot of like really sketchy amateur studios and stuff that are a lot less trustworthy. So I don't, but
I
maybe
would think that's probably pretty common in that industry,
yeah.
but
So the reason that I was actually a little late to the podcast today was I was in an argument with a porn star on Twitter actually, because she was
it's
like,
constructive use of time.
right. Well, I mean, so I don't know. Let me get your take on it. I didn't know. I guess I got educated about this, but from this porn star, but she was saying that like she did her first uh it's the Janice Griffin girl, the one that has like the big gauge deer's eye back that you looked at and you said they were disgusting, which I completely agree with. So you know what I'm talking about, that girl I showed you that one time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
I
anyway,
think.
she did her first scene and she was mad because I guess the company that she did it with labeled it as like, or they marketed it as like her first like interracial scene, and she's like, that's entirely racist and I don't support like that moniker. Um, and I was like, well, I don't really get how it's racist when it just means like two people of different races. But apparently, the porn industry uses interracial to mean like black guys banging other chicks. And apparently, I like Googled it, and there's like a bunch of articles on it, and I was like, that's pretty much entirely true. That they
That's
use
what
that.
most people think of when they think of interracial is black and white people. They don't think of like Asian and whatever.
You mean specifically black men? Like if
Black
it's a white
dudes.
man and a black woman, they don't label it interracial.
Correct. Yep.
They
Like
don't?
no, I mean they may, but what the term actually means in the industry is black dudes with other.
Yeah.
And it makes sense though. Like if you think about it, like because I didn't know that at all, and I was like arguing with her. I'm like, "Are you retarded? Like, that doesn't mean black guy. It means two not the same race people." And she said that no, in the industry, and she said it a much harsher way, but that's what they use it for. And I Googled it, and apparently it's like a.
Well, I mean, I think that's the first thing most people think of when they think of like interracial porn is black dude, white chick.
It makes
Probably
sense
because
though.
that's how it's labeled.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the way it is. That's not.
Yeah.
There's
I don't
lots
know
of
if
words that don't really make sense, but that's just they caught on, and now that's what they are. I can't
Right.
think of any off the top of my head, but there's a bunch of different examples.
Right. So like she was basically saying that the label is racist, and I was like, I don't know about that.
No.
And but anyway, there's the article I read about it if you want to read it. But yeah, I definitely learned something. I learned what that means, but it makes sense if you think about it from like a money business perspective. Is they have a label for a thing that some people identify with, or most people identify with a type of thing, and it's big money. Like that's what a lot of people want. So it makes sense why they have it like that. But the thing says basically like they're not going to change it.
Why the
And-
fuck would they change it? That's stupid.
Right.
They're
I don't
labeling
know.
it what people expect it to be,
Right.
and
I
what
just
people are
didn't wanna-
expecting it is what it is. Like
I just wouldn't have thought that though. Like to me, I think of the actual literal definition
I
of
think
the
it's
word.
just great. I think ultimately that's like the most unimportant thing to get up in arms about.
No, right. But I mean,
It's
I
fucking
you know,
stupid.
I agree. I don't know why I would. I mean, I don't necessarily even think it's like.
It's a good thing you got
Yeah,
in an argument with this
I'm not
shit,
sure it's
because
racist.
otherwise,
It's interesting though. I mean, it's probably based on like racialized attitudes, which may not always be the most sensitive attitudes, but I'm not sure it's racist.
Right. And then that was my thing. Like I mean, Zyback, I'm not getting on there to argue. Like, I actually find like things like that, discussion points, to be interesting. So I was more. I mean, I learned something. You know what I mean?
I can just
I have
imagine
a
you
thing.
explaining this to your wife. Look, I'm just trying to. Maybe I'm just trying to.
Dude, she does
I'm
the
worried about
dumbest
the
shit on her
societal
fucking phone.
society right now.
She does the dumbest shit on her phone. Like, if I told her I got in an argument with a porn star, she would think that's fucking like par for the course for me. Like, that's pretty normal. But anyway, I digress. She like looks at like comments on like fucking Game of Thrones and shit on her phone. So, like, I always tell her, I'm like, why the fuck do you care what random people on the internet are commenting on like an episode of Game of Thrones about? And she's like, I don't know, I just like to read it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
That sounds a lot more constructive than getting into arguments with porn stars about how they market, like, semantics, essentially.
Listen,
Semantic arguments with porn stars.
Listen, I have a kid.
It sounds like she's got a hobby and she's just interested in what other people
Yeah,
think about
her
her
hobby's
her
taking
hobby.
a dick for money. That's her fucking hobby.
No, I'm talking about your wife. But
Oh no, my wife.
maybe her too.
Well, she takes a dick, but not for money. She takes it for a roof over her head
Oh my god.
and food on her table.
So essentially, money.
Essentially, money. She's a porn star
it
on
all goes
lockdown.
full circle.
Right. Exactly. All right. Anyway,
Well, now that we got Dopamean's wife out of the way, what else should we shit on?
Trump backed out of his Bernie Sanders fucking debate.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Front,
did.
front
Oh,
page
dude,
of
I thought that
Yahoo.
was
He's
why-
like, I'm not. It's not my place to debate a second place finisher.
Oh,
Which means
I think that's a mistake by him. I thought it was brilliant that he was going to do it in the first place to appeal to the Sanders supporters, because when he inevitably drops out.
dude, Sanders would make him look like a fucking clown. Like even more than he
No,
already is.
I don't think so at all.
It just depends on. I mean, it's one of those things where if you already support someone, like I don't understand the point of those two people debating. Like
There is
they're
no
not going to
point.
sway the other side. Like what's the point of it?
I think the point I think for Bernie Sanders there is no point for him to debate Donald Trump, but for Donald Trump there absolutely is a point because he'll look like the good guy for debating Bernie Sanders when Hillary Clinton won't.
There is a point for Bernie Sanders to debate Donald Trump, though, and it's to legitimize his. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
just
if he's
yes that
debating the
makes
front
sense,
runner,
but I think he's too far gone for it to matter.
But the thing is, people who support Bernie Sanders don't, and most people in general don't take Donald Trump seriously as a politician. Like it makes no sense for any Democrat to debate him. It seems because people who don't agree with Donald Trump don't take him seriously anyway. So like I don't know. It's just really bizarre. This whole thing is bizarre to me.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's for sure.
Um,
What a fucking blast though. I've had so much fun being like the most pro Trump guy on Twitter. Just going on Twitter and just like ringing the Trump bell just to piss people off and trigger them and get like angry responses. It's so fun. Are you familiar with the Donald subreddit?
I no, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Reddit.com/r/the_Donald. It is incredible. It's just full of like Trump. It's like 4chan but for Donald Trump, and it's just hilarious. It's absurd.
This is yeah.
Are you on there now?
Oh no, I haven't. I'm gonna go.
Oh. Anyway, it's definitely something to look at if you're interested in like you make all these social videos, and I'm curious what your have you ever gone you ever go on 4chan?
I haven't in years, but
Yeah, it's probably the same thing, but like
yeah,
all it is like just Trump memes and just
yeah.
shitting on anyone else that's like not pro Trump. And I feel like most of the people on here aren't actually pro Trump, but they're just pro Trump for the same
Yeah.
reason I am, just to piss people off,
Troll. Like yeah,
just to troll and get reactions out of people.
it's. I mean, this whole thing seems like a troll to me. It's like, it's. I don't know. It's like I feel like Donald Trump is trolling us, and then he's got this
probably
army
is.
of trolls to help him troll us. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm just curious if all of these memes and ridiculous shit that people are doing, like for Donald Trump, is actually having a serious effect on the election. Like, I'm curious if all of this like autistic bullshit that people make
No.
is actually having.
No.
I think it is.
no, the people that support Donald Trump probably don't even own a computer. Honestly, like really, like do you think they go
Yeah,
on the fucking Donald subreddit? They don't even know what that means.
I think it's affecting Bernie Sanders because on the internet right now,
Well, for sure,
it's
him, yeah.
like it's like social suicide to support Hillary Clinton, and I
Oh,
think all
I
those
think it's way
memes
more
and-
social
Trump.
suicide to support Trump. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I honestly, it might be more Hillary like
I
nowadays.
I don't. I think you're crazy. I think
Well,
that,
you
dude.
saw the thing. They just had that report that basically said formally like, yeah, you fucked up, and then like the Hillary Clinton campaign was like, yeah, I mean she fucked up, but like she isn't the only one. Like a lot of people fucked up, and like somehow that was like made it okay for like all that email shit. That
Yeah,
she
I'm not a fan of her at all.
I see. Like, I don't think the email thing, honestly, is that big a deal. Like, honestly, but I do think
yeah,
that
it's a pretty big
I-
deal.
no, it's not. I do think though that they're. I mean, what she talked about, like government stuff on a non-secure server, dude. If you were actually in the military and knew like what happened in the military, like that's not a big deal. Like, it would be a big deal if she was like
From all the stuff
discussing, like,
I've read, if either of us did that shit, we'd be like, lock us up and throw away the key, like any normal person.
Not really. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Like, they haven't talked about like what she actually talked about. Like, if you talk about government business, that's one thing. If you talk about like, fucking like coordinates and launch codes and other shit, like that's a completely different story. But what I'm saying is that like the media, I guess, and the opponents of Hillary Clinton are trying to drive home like how big of a deal it is, so that they sort of discredit her. Like honestly, I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but I am secretly pulling for it to be a big deal to get her removed from like contention. So
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
wouldn't
where I
mind.
stand on it.
That's the thing. Like everyone's talking about Trump and Sanders, and like those are the big people that are popular on the internet. When likely Hillary Clinton's going to be the one to win at the
Oh
end of the
yeah,
day.
I think most people think that she's actually going to be the
Yeah.
nominee.
So she's just like,
No, the president is what he's saying, not the nominee.
the president. Like, I
I
don't.
don't know. I think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think.
Well, you
It's
posting your
possible. I
picture on Roast Me has a lot to ride on that.
Huh.
At this point, I can't say anything because I was one of those people that was like, Donald. There's no way Donald Trump is gonna. He's gonna
Oh,
drop out in like 2 months. It's cool. So at this point, my opinion means nothing. But
Yeah, but
just
you're not alone. I promise you, you're not
right,
alone.
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a safe bet to say that Hillary Clinton will win. I think that's probably the most likely, but I still think that Donald Trump absolutely has a good chance to win, just because I think that his like anti-Clinton thing is going, his whole anti-Clinton campaign, when he kicks that shit up, is going to be so goddamn funny that he's gonna win people over because he has so much material to work with.
You know what's
And
funny too
seemingly
is
the presidential election race right now is who can be the biggest comedian slash gotcha guy.
but it's not though, and that's the thing
But
that
it is. Look at
this is
what's
no,
happened so
hang on.
far.
This is the brilliance behind what Trump is doing, and whether he's meaning to or not, it's fucking brilliant. His little nicknamey bullshit that he puts on everybody, like Lion Ted and Crooked Hillary and Crazy Bernie, like that's such a double-edged sword for. I mean, not a double-edged sword, but it's brilliant because number one, if anybody else does it, then they look like they're just, you know what I mean,
Like
trying to
copying him, yeah.
riff off of it and copy him, and he wins, and he wins big if someone else does that. If you do nothing about it though, that he definitely uses it to gain an upper arm. You know what I mean? Because he's belittling whoever he's talking about with these names, and these names are actually like sticking, and like other people are using them. So like you could try to take the Rubio approach and like stoop to his
Little
level
Marco.
and fucking argue about his dick size, and he'll just say, "I have a big dick" on TV. He doesn't care. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you counter it? You can't. It's a lose-lose proposition for anybody who goes up against him. It's honestly it's pretty incredible.
So, it is incredible, but it's so like it's like these are people that are competing to like literally run our country.
I
Like
know.
if this was a a TV show, like a reality show, like that, this would be hilarious. But this is like depressing to me.
Right.
Like,
I
can we?
think
Like, I don't think the president should be talking about his dick on TV. I just don't.
I think it's great.
I think it's pretty fun, honestly. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I part of me like has reconciled the fact that Trump actually may win. So I'm like, now I think to
Yeah.
myself, like, how much damage could he do? You know what I mean? Like,
And that I've brought this point up. Some people like disagree with me pretty hard, but if you think about the fact that we had, and I don't know you got your guys' political leanings, but if you think about the fact that we had George W. Bush for 8 years, and to me he was a complete disaster of a president. And I feel like it would be hard for Donald Trump to be that bad.
have you seen the images of like how much fun like Bush and Putin had together versus like the one picture of Obama and Putin? Have you seen that? Hang on, I'll find it for you, but you can keep going.
And
Uh,
I just think like the like if you think about, I mean, it's more complicated than a lot of people think, but if you think about like all of the wars and all of the money wasted and all of the debt build, and we had like the economic disaster, which it's not entirely Bush's fault, but I think it's largely Bush's fault. I think 9/11 is something that maybe could have been handled or prevented, possibly things like that. Like I feel like Donald Trump has to try to equal just the amount of bad things that we've already been through. So I like a lot of people are saying if Donald Trump is president, you know, this it's gonna be Hitler all over again, which
No.
or not even
No.
to that extent, but like people are talking about like it's gonna be like the apocalypse, which is somewhat of an exaggeration, but
No.
I
Yeah,
know
no.
you made.
I think it would be bad, but I don't know if it would be quite as bad as some people think.
So I just linked the 25 biggest bromance moments between Bush and Putin, and if you like look through that article, it's like them fishing, and then like them laughing together, holding hands, like sharing a Volkswagen, like doing all kinds of crazy shit, like all over the world having fun. And then there's this picture of Obama and Putin on stage, and Putin just looks like he wants to kill himself. Like, you see that shit?
Yeah, that's it.
That's fucking funny. I don't
they
think
really do look like they're broing out in all these pictures.
No, Obama and Bush were like really, really good friends. Like they had good times.
You mean Obama and Putin? Or
Yeah,
wait,
that's what I meant.
yeah, or Obama, not Bush and Putin. Fuck, neither of us
Bush
can
and
get it
Putin.
right.
Yeah, he took him out on his ranch, or he took him out in Maryland to go fishing, and they had like a really crazy good like friendship, whatever. And then like the picture of Obama relating to Putin that like sums it up. But I don't know, dude. I actually was on the USS Bush, George Bush, and it was commissioned after not that Bush you're talking
This
about.
picture of
but
them in the sunset. What the fuck?
dude, bromance. I actually was on the Bush aircraft carrier, and it was for Bush Senior, the George H.W., not George W. And he came out a lot to the ship and whatever, and I read his book.
Can you imagine the USS Trump? Be like
They would
gold.
never do that. They would never do that. They would never make the USS fucking Trump. But
What if he's president for 8 years?
I guess. Yeah, well, they don't have to make a fucking ship after you. It's not like a thing that says if you're president, you get your own ship.
But if anybody is gonna want a ship, it's gonna be Donald Trump.
You're
He's
right.
gonna have his fucking wall. Why not
Have
have
you
a
seen
ship?
you haven't probably heard the podcast before, but we said like when Trump gets sworn in, do you think that have you ever seen The Dictator with Sacha Baron Cohen?
Oh no, I didn't see that one.
Anyway, like I wonder if Trump like swears himself in with like and just awards himself like every every fucking medal that we have. So like he gets sworn in and he here it is. And he looks like this. Just with like stars and like every ribbon the military has and medals and shit like all over himself. I bet he does.
That's funny.
I bet he does.
It's hard to imagine what because I think he's implied that he's just sort of playing the game right now, but once he gets in office, he'll be more presidential, and that's really hard to imagine what that would be like.
He's backed off a lot though.
Yeah,
like,
he has.
Yeah,
he's kind of
Dude,
toned
he
it
was
down.
literally a schoolyard fucking bully when he was going through all the Republican nominees. Like when he was just systematically destroying them. Like
yeah,
that shit was so fucking
He
entertaining.
really did. He took down
He was a giant slayer. He took them all out.
He took Rand Paul out first. Remember when he was doing the debate and it was like all 11 of them. This was really early on, and
You shouldn't even be here.
yeah, he goes, I don't know why that guy's even here. He's got like 1% of the vote. Like honestly, like is anybody actually listening to him? And like
yeah,
he's at the end just trying to make like valid points, and like he's just like no one cares because Trump has basically just said like you're a piece of shit. Like why are you even?
There's an entire montage of Donald Trump just like stumping Jeb Bush in like the most hilarious ways.
Oh, Jeb.
Is it really? Like, we'll find it. I want to watch it later.
There's an entire Jeb Bush like I'm sure you can just type in Jeb Bush montage.
There's a couple times where I thought Jeb Bush was like literally gonna just start.
Jeb
crying.
Bush saddest moments.
This is
Where did you find that? Link it.
I've actually seen this video before. Look at the clip at the end, at the very end with him and his mom. Look, go to like 2 minutes and 25 seconds in, and then click play. Let me know when you're there.
All right.
You there? 2:25.
Yeah.
My mom finally told me that I was her favorite.
Oh, no, I didn't. You mean of all the children?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. This is a
Wow.
Dude, that's pretty bad. My mom told me I was her favorite. Of all the children, no.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I gotta think though that running for president like cost Jeb Bush like a decade on his life. Like he got beaten down so bad. And at the very
he
end,
was supposed to be the guy that was gonna easily like win it too. He was like,
he's a Bush.
yeah,
right?
he was gonna be the guy to get it, and that's what everybody thought. And everybody thought Donald Trump was gonna be the guy that like is just a joke, and like now look at where we're at. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the thing that got Bush, and you could watch it too on his face, is like he would actually try to make like points that he believed in, and like try to make like have like intelligent debate. And Trump would just schoolyard him every 5 seconds, and it like wore him down so hard that he didn't even know what to do. Like
Trump is just the king of gotcha moments. Like he can't be stumped. It's like I hate to use that can't stump the Trump shit, but like goddamn, dude, like it's so valid.
He's right though. Like Kevin's right. Like Bush just wanted to hit him because that's the thing. You can't hit him because if you just punch Trump in the face and like went about your day, like it'd be fine, and that's what you would probably do normally. But like on a political stage, you can't. So when he does all this like little like schoolyard feet stompy whiny brat bullshit, like you just have to like fucking take it or look like an asshole. And then you look like an asshole for taking it. So there's really like no way to get out of it.
I think there was a moment in one of the, I think it was like maybe one of the last debates before Jeb dropped out, where he was like trying to stand up to Trump, and he was actually like getting a little bit of applause and stuff. Like he was saying like, I think one of his lines was like, "You can't insult your way into the White House," and he got some applause for that. But it just wasn't enough. Like Donald Trump is just relentless. Like
he is. That's the other thing is he doesn't fucking tire either.
Yeah.
Regardless
do it all day.
Yeah, regardless of if Trump wins or loses, I think he has done like the political system a great service of like stopping the whole like political correctness. Like Trump will just say shit. Like Trump just flat out said like fuck Muslims and like he just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck Mexico and fuck Muslims.
And I find myself sometimes being admirable of that, but then he just says something that I just think is completely reprehensible. But then there's things that I like. Like I love when he calls out the media, because I think the media is terrible, and like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know that was a leading question, or that was an unfair question or something." It's like I wish more people did that.
Yeah,
but
like,
then
I just like how he doesn't
like,
skirt around shit. He just flat out says it.
But then he says like something like just that I think is terrible, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
Right. That's my problem. Like jokes aside, like I almost want to vote for him just because
that's where I'm at right now too.
I just want to see it. Like what the fuck? I just want to see the story not end. Like that's really it. I just want to see.
I don't want the season finale of this.
I want
to
continue for another season.
I understand the appeal because I voted for Obama the first time, and I felt like just through the first 4 years, I just felt like, okay, this guy like did nothing that he said he was going to do. And then I like literally I abstained from voting the next year because I was like, okay, this is never going to change. And then when a guy like Trump comes along, he's completely says whatever he wants, and he's not beholden to,
Decency.
the establishment or whatever. Like it's a guy who seems to care about what he actually says and doesn't just say shit just to get people. I mean, to some extent he does, but it's a guy that is not saying the same things you've heard over and over again. I understand the appeal. I just
my problem is, does he even have beliefs? You know what I mean? Like he just wants to believe whatever is going to propel him.
He's definitely picking the.
I think he has beliefs. I just don't think he knows enough about being a politician to like know what he's supposed to believe. Like I think
he's just making it up on the spot. Like he's just going with the wind, whichever way the wind blows, and it works because he can be like, yeah, no, I changed my mind, and people are like, yeah, that's fine. Like, cause he's he's
it's
so,
just a suggestion.
Like,
always a suggestion.
Just a suggestion. Like if something doesn't go over well, it can be, oh, it's just a suggestion, and people just don't care.
Right.
Like the things that would destroy other politicians have no effect on him whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's so true. Because other politicians.
It's about his character. It's not really about the actual things that are coming out of his mouth. It's about the entity that is Donald Trump and like what he represents. It's
hilarious. I fucking
definitely
love it.
incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel you about like not wanting the story to end, but this is where I go back to like, oh wait, this guy's like gonna be the president of the United States. Like,
well, that's why
that's a big deal.
I was voting in the Virginia primary, and I went in there to cast my ballot, and Hillary's out. She's just fucking out. I'm not doing it. And so I walked in there, and I'm like, we had just done a show, I think, and it was I think it was right before your rally, or you had done the
Oh
rally.
yeah, I went to a Trump rally. It was
Right.
fucking hilarious.
It
I
was
have
right
a
after
video
that.
on it. It's great.
It was right after that, and I was walking in there, and I'm like, Bernie has no chance, right? Like he's not going to win this state. Um, Trump may win the state, but he may not. Like who knows? So I walked in there, and I was like, man, I should probably vote for Trump, just because I know that whoever's on the Democratic ticket is going to beat him, and I would like, it's better than if Cruz or somebody like that. So I'm like, I'm going to vote for Trump. And then I walked up there, and the guy was like, are you going to vote Democrat or Republican? Because in Virginia, they let you vote either one. And I just had this moment of like, can I walk out of this building and in good conscience say that I voted for Donald Trump? And I was like, no, I cannot. And I was like, fuck it, I'll vote for Bernie. And that's what I did. And so whatever. I mean, that's one way. I mean, I can change my mind in the actual primary.
Yeah.
Trump versus Clinton. I mean, I'm gonna have to vote. I'm probably gonna go Trump, honestly. Like, just hope that all that like nasty shit that he said was a suggestion.
I don't know. I refuse. I refuse. And I get a lot of criticism for this. I actually made a video about this, but I just refuse to vote for people that I don't like.
Yeah,
And
you made a video about that, about
Yeah, I
saying
did.
not voting
Yeah.
for the worst person, or
the lesser of two
yeah,
evils.
yeah, don't vote for the
whatever.
lesser of two evils.
And I think if more people did that, because I mean, there's third party candidates that I like. Of course, they have no chance of winning, and to some extent, voting for a third party is, sort of a failed. It's like giving
Throwing
a
away
vote
your
to the
vote,
person.
Right.
But I just refuse to vote for someone that I don't like. It defeats the purpose of voting, in my opinion. And then especially in this situation where it'll likely be Hillary versus Trump, which is like I like strongly dislike both of these people, and I refuse to vote for either of them.
See, yeah, that's the thing. I strongly dislike Hillary Clinton, whereas I only dislike Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Some. Like the thing with Hillary Clinton that is an absolute like stopper for me is her gun control shit. The whole like firearms companies can be sued if somebody shoots somebody with their gun. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I feel like she's gonna make like insane gun control her Obamacare, and that's gonna be like the thing that because she's like so heavy for that, and I am.
Well, I mean,
so
if you
not.
honestly, I mean, Trump's healthcare plan that he outlined was not that bad. Like I read it and I was like, okay.
Well, I was just saying that I
he
think
didn't write
Hillary
that.
Clinton wants gun control to be her like
No, I got it.
legacy, which is
Stupid.
scary, very scary.
And Bernie, honestly, when they were having that discussion, I thought Bernie like did not play that very well. Like he's not a very good, like when they debate, he's not a very good like predator. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
that's why
if he
I think
sees
Trump-
an opening, he
But I
doesn't
think Trump would
stab it.
destroy him because like Trump's like the fucking great white shark,
Right.
and Bernie Sanders is like a seal. He's cute and people
An
love
old
him,
seal
but
with
fucking
curly white hair.
Donald Trump's gonna come up from above and just rip him apart.
And I've learned a lot about Americans in this election.
That there's a lot of like racist backwood fucks
Man,
like
you
all
should,
over the
you should
country.
see my Trump rally video, dude. There's some characters in that.
It's just like I would like to think, when I'm like sitting at home and I just think about humanity, I would like to think that human beings are essentially good and value, compassion and love and stuff. But
Nope.
I don't know if that's the case.
That's not the case. When I you know what the biggest surprise was? I went on I found this this is related, but I went on this like I downloaded the Tor browser to go on like the quote unquote deep web to look for like it was around that time when the fappening happened and it was all those like leaked celebrity pictures and I was going to try to find some naked celebrity pictures. And I went to like so that 4chan is where they got linked off the first time, but like there's a lot more of them that were off TorChan, which is like the deep web version of 4chan. But anyway, I went on there to like find these like naked celebrity pictures. You know what it was? It was like it was like looking to off someone, want to buy drugs, and does anybody have child porn? Like that was it, and a lot of it. Like it was the whole thing was like everybody looking for like kid porn. And I'm like, I probably should not be here because like this is supposed to be anonymous, but I'm probably being tracked by the FBI, and that's kind of scary. For clarity, I did not want any of those things, but I never did find the extra naked celebrity pictures that I was looking for.
Yeah, apparently getting somebody assassinated is not as expensive as you'd think it would be.
No,
Apparently, like
Sure.
10 grand.
it's a
10
lot of
grand will
money
do
to
it.
some people. Yeah,
That's kind of crazy. But then you
Right.
got to think about it from their like business model perspective. If you're just some rant, like it's very hard. Like the police, like people seem to think the police like solve murders and shit constantly. Now people get killed all the time, and like they
Yeah.
just don't know who did it. And if you think about like if you're an assassin and there's no motive, like how like let's say some guy drives from New York to Virginia to kill the guy I want killed. How the fuck are they supposed to trace it back to that guy? There's no motive.
because
there's no,
that guy fucks up. That's the only
that's
way.
the
They
only
can get
way
it.
it happens.
Right.
Right. He either gets seen, leaves some DNA, does something, dumps the body in some stupid way.
Yeah,
but
like,
yeah,
if you just think about it, like imagine like all right, you're the guy and you want to get somebody assassinated, and you're like, all right, this guy works here, and all that guy's got to do is just like follow him and just shoot him. That's it. Drive home. Like
right.
there's
If
no
they
lead.
don't, if they don't connect the original dude that paid you to,
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
if
Like-
you do it on the deep web, and the whole thing with the Tor browser is that it's all anonymous, and
right,
you know,
you're paying
like
bitcoins. You're paying
yeah,
bitcoins.
dude, it's fucking crazy. Like you really could just kill somebody, get somebody killed like real easy, and like
My thing is like, what would you do? Like, so if I don't know, I've thought about this a couple of times. Like, if you killed somebody, like, what would you do with the body?
you do
like, 'cause
nothing. Well, in the case of an assassin, you do
Well,
nothing.
you'd have to
with
do
it.
something with it in about
No.
3 days.
No.
Or you'd have
Oh,
a
wait,
fucking problem.
if you killed somebody,
Right. No, if you were gonna go kill somebody,
I would do Breaking Bad style.
what is that? I forgot.
You fucking essentially melt them down.
In a
you put
vat
them
of
in a thing
acid.
of chemicals, and then you flush them down the toilet. Or you just cut them up and flush them. I think definitely just melting them down with chemicals and then just flushing them down the
Oh
toilet.
yeah, you're gonna go to Lowe's and ask the fucking greeter, "Excuse me, I've got a pig that I need to fucking just dissolve
No,
in a
there-
55-gallon drum."
There's a whole bunch of like, there's fucking. You can go online and look up shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
this.
you can do that in Google. Best way to dissolve body.
Go to the fucking library and do it.
No, I'm with you.
Oh,
I'm with
God.
you. That's what I would do too. There would be no
How
burying,
often-
There would be disintegration.
no floating. Like that shit would be gone.
How often do Google searches actually get people in trouble? Because sometimes I Google stuff just out of interest, but I could see
Yeah, you're like, oh, I don't want Google thinking I'm some fucking weirdo.
Like the anarchist cookbook.
like I was doing a lot of research about Nazism and Hitler recently, and I was like, I hope that they like understand the context of this if they're like watching
Okay.
my.
You're definitely on a watch list. Yep.
But yeah, see that's I don't know.
See, Zyback would be on a watch list, but then the FBI watched one of his YouTube videos and they're like, "Nah, that guy's all right. Like he's not doing any crimes.
He's not doing anything anyway.
He's not doing.
He's not doing
He's
a lot
good.
of anything.
He's good. We're not worried about him. Maybe child porn. That's about it.
I do like Subway.
Foot long. Jared's getting his own foot long inside fucking prison right now. He's getting a lot of them.
Yeah, apparently he got the shit beat out of him, which is
That's-
unsurprising.
I bet he got his shit beat into him too.
Yeah, they said didn't they say like child molesters are like usually
Oh,
like
yeah.
this,
Oh, they're
Bottom
like
of the barrel.
they're like fucked up in prison. Like if you go in there and you have a crime against kids, you're probably gonna die in prison.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. Like if you like beat your wife, then like they don't care. But if you like beat your kids, it's over for you.
Right. 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 That's- exactly. You want to do the comments?
Sure.
All right. So this is what we do. So on every episode, we go back and we read like some of the comments from the last episode and address them. So yours will be next week. Are you gonna read all the comments, by the way, that everybody says about you?
Sure, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will probably head over to your channel. I feel like your channel in particular, just because it's not themed around one thing. I think if your channel like does blow up like crazy, you'll do really well because your videos are like timeless in a way. Like they're not like so topical that you can't watch a video you made 2 years ago and it's irrelevant. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like your
yeah,
stuff. Like whereas
yeah.
like with my stuff, a lot of it's like, this is what I think of Call of Duty Black Ops 1. It's just like, well, that's fucking 3 years ago. Nobody cares.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's probably right, but The problem with my videos is that they can often be controversial and
Polarizing. Yeah.
yeah, and that's generally not good for growth. But it's what I'm interested in, so whatever.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I realized Dopamean had autism. It was when he said to Zyback, "I was watching Tally's stream the other day."
That's a pretty good roast.
And then you linked the Donald Trump Top Keck meme. And then
Yep.
I linked the well played meme because that's fair enough. Okay. I agree with you. Although jerking off with a condom is retarded, it's not that weird.
Let's get your opinion on this.
Wait,
Let's get
say that again?
Although
So-
jerking off with a condom is retarded, it's not that weird.
So Dopamean, the guy on the call with you, jerks off with condoms on,
No,
and
not
I
all the
said
time.
that's
I've done it
fucking
before.
stupid
I've done it before, and not
Why
all
do you
the
think
time.
it's stupid?
because
he did-
I just think it's A, wasteful, and B, kind of pointless.
See, what I was gonna say is it's kind of like a waste of a condom. But I
Right.
mean, if you're
Completely
not
agree.
if you're not lacking condoms, then it's because I mean they're not
Or
expensive
money.
or anything.
Right. I
Um,
buy like the cheap 40-pack like lifestyles too. That's like $10 for like 40 of them. And
but I mean, I'm in favor of that. It's not messy. It's I don't know.
fucking mic drop. Mic drop.
In favor, I think that's kind of strong words. In
Mic
favor, are you sure?
We're moving on.
I think
You just got pound sign
tolerant
wrecked.
is a
I
better
mean, I
word
just
for
use
that.
old socks, but you know whatever.
Old
works.
Right.
old socks.
We have another comment that
If I
addresses
need
this,
to
though.
if I need to save
Wait.
a mess,
Is this? Do you throw these away or do you wash these?
I mean I wash them, but I only use them for that purpose.
I got a story though. Do you want to hear a really? Let me tell you a story.
Paper towels, man.
So-
throw them away. Throw them
So
away.
I got really bored when I was in the Navy out to sea, and we had DVDs and we had sleeping and beating it. That's probably all we did.
Is this like a
So-
box story where you
No,
you use the same thing and like had a collection of jizz? This is where I
No.
feel like this is going.
Yeah, well, close. You're close. So I wanted to set a personal record.
Oh
So
my
like the
God.
ship had laundry, and we had these like little like standard issue like 6x6 washcloths. So I was like, I wonder how much load I can put in this washcloth over the span of an underway period, which is like a couple of months.
Oh god.
Like, I wonder how bad I can make this cloth. So like every day I like loaded up this same cloth over and over and over again. And like by the time I was like, I got this, actually the reason that I stopped using it was to the point where it was all crumpled and like jagged. That when I would like try to clean myself up with it, and it would like damn near cut me. And I realized that I should probably give up.
The
at that.
jizz would just sit on the top of it. It wouldn't even like seep in.
No, well, right, exactly, because it had seeped in already, and it was just like
It was
I could like it was a
saturated.
it was a ball of cloth, right? That I could kind of pull it apart, but I could hold one corner and it would just pretty much just stay like rigid.
Yeah,
Dude,
no, I don't
it's-
do that kind of shit.
It
That's
was
another
so
thing.
bad.
That's another thing that person could go ahead and add to that list.
So
Add to that
I
list
think,
of shit.
I think I got about 35 loads in that one
Yeah,
little
so-
rag before I gave up. Man, it gets better. So then one day I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Is stupid. This hurts and this is disgusting. And this thing is not even white anymore. It's
Yeah,
basically-
see,
So hang on. So then what I did with it is I threw it in the ship's laundry bag, and it got steamed and given to somebody else.
oh.
That's,
Yeah, see, there's this
That's bad.
inside joke that we have. Well, not really inside joke, but like, Dopamean will just do this like really weird shit, and you would, and if these were just isolated incidents that oh that one guy's just got that one weird thing he did that one time,
Well, there's a
then you
comment
just
about
then
that.
you wouldn't think about it. But like, he's got like this entire list of things that he's done that is weird. And
Yeah.
I think it's gotten to the point where he's like somewhere on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
And somebody in the comments made it a list, an incomplete
Yeah, we'll get there.
list, by the way.
We'll
But I
get
thought that was hilarious.
The guy jerking off to 3 different radios is definitely weirder than dope. I don't even. What are we talking about? Radios?
That one with Corpse Lot, his friend.
Oh, right, the story. Okay, this Corpse Lot told a story about some dude who like sits naked in his living room and puts on 3 different radios for 3 different radio stations, and then jerks off. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
The The stuff Dope does is funny and dumb, but kind of shit sounds like some creepy dark ritual shit. I guess he's talking about the other guy.
Yeah.
All right. And then he said the condom thing's pretty fucking weird, which I agree. That's fine. This guy, I fucking hate how Dope uses the word clam to refer to vaginas. So
It is kind of irritating.
is it? Is
You
it?
do that a lot?
I mean,
Yes, it is kind of
yeah.
irritating.
this is an oyster, but look at that, and tell me that that does not look vaginal. That's an oyster.
I mean, yeah.
Clam is just kind of an irritating word. I don't know.
Is it?
Something
just don't
about
like
it is just irritating.
It just scrapes your ear holes in an unpleasant way.
Sounds
That's
like something like a Andrew Dice Clay or something would be like, yeah, I was looking at clam, you know, like something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's fine. I gotta come up with a bet. What do you call it, Zyback?
Vagina, normally.
You say vagina.
Typically.
Okay, fair enough.
When I don't use that, it's generally pussy. That's
I hate that. I don't use that word at all. I don't like that word.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm kind of like.
yeah, I rarely use it.
I'm pretty like.
The only time I use it is if I'm calling somebody it. Not
Here's the
like if I'm describing it.
Here's
yeah.
the thing, like that's weird about like my preferences. Like I've done weird. I mean, I've told all my fucking stories, but like some of the stuff you see in porn, like nutting on a chick's face, like I don't do that, and I find it like highly disrespectful. It's weird. Like of all the weird shit I've done, like that's just one that I don't do. I mean, I've shot
Yeah,
chicks
no,
in the
I
eyeball
lost my
before, man.
privileges with one chick one
What do you mean
time.
you lost your privileges?
Dude, so like she wanted it on the face, and I don't know how it happened, but I somehow managed to get 100% of it in her hair. Like, and she had like really curly hair, and she like was really pissed, and it was like a disgusting load. Not like she went and took a shower, and she's like, ah.
It was one of those like where you haven't nutted in like 2 weeks, and it's more like cutting open a Go-Gurt and pouring it in her hair. It is a load.
It was pretty bad. I don't know how I managed to do it. Like it's one of those things where like I couldn't do it again if I tried.
See, that's where that's why everybody comes back from deployment in the Navy, like out to sea, and they get chicks pregnant, is because they go right from like nothing to like loading up their woman. You gotta have like a decompression, like one day, like, or before you pull into sea, like or before you pull into port, like the previous day, just beat it like all the time. You got to get all them sperm out of there, man. You got to be like rolling like 80-20, like fucking juice to nut. You can't be rolling like 80-20 nut to juice, because then you're gonna it's too potent. It's too potent.
Gotta keep track of the nut to juice ratio.
My buddy.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Nut-
My buddy's
nut-
strategy.
Wait,
the same,
nut to juice? You mean
Yeah,
you're
like-
talking about the volume?
No, I'm talking about how potent of the concentration of sperm in your semen. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't realize that had anything to do with beating off. I thought it was just the volume.
Yeah, dude. If you beat off like all the time, it's more juice than nut. If you don't
Wait.
beat off for like 2 days, it comes out like fucking Go-Gurt. How do you not know this?
Yeah, I'm pretty regular.
That's,
Well,
that's
I know when I don't beat off for a while, there's like way more volume, like insanely way more volume.
Yeah, and just look at it. It's white. This is gay. Anyway, we're moving on. This is fucking gay. All right. Can you get donkey
Moving
for the
on.
podcast? I don't know what a donkey is. What's a donkey?
That's
It's a
YouTuber.
YouTuber.
All right, or maybe somebody from the Game of Thrones cast.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're lining up. The Game of Thrones cast wants to do the Hive Mind podcast.
Was that? Or does he mean the actual Game of Thrones podcast? Do they have a podcast? I assume they do.
No. Did he just say get somebody from Game of Thrones on the podcast?
Or maybe someone from the Game of Thrones cast.
Oh,
That was
does
another
he
guy.
mean? I think he means the cast of the show Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
I think that's probably a far
We could
fetched
probably
request.
get that. We could probably get Hodor though at some point. No, definitely not.
Yeah, let's get Tyrion Lannister. I'm sure he'll do the show.
Peter Dinklage. No.
Whatever.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, one day after he's done with this show and his career falls off the fucking cliff.
He's
You know,
got
he
a
was the
substance
voice of
problem.
Destiny, and they replaced him.
Dude, he had some cringe lines in Destiny though that were
Like
awful.
what?
Like
Like what?
I'll have to find him. Move on.
Okay, moving on. Trump greater than Hillary doesn't mean he's going to be a good president. We're just comparing him to a war criminal. Okay, that was Deathbox. Beating off in a condom is not that weird. We call it a posh wank. It basically saves cleaning up, and it feels
I've heard
better
that term. Yeah.
than your bare hand. Try it. Question:
if
what
it
is the
feels
weirdest
better.
thing you've ever fapped to? I don't think anybody here is going to want to answer that question.
The weirdest. No, that's
Yeah, like basically, what's the weird
So-
shit that I like to watch in porn? I'm not gonna answer that on a podcast.
No, I'll
But I
answer
did-
it. I'll answer it because I don't.
Okay.
Because it's like a weird. Are you? How do I word this?
I can give a pretty.
Do you ever catch
Funny.
yourself like you're just jerking off for the sake of jerking off, but you're also doing something else? Like I was
No.
watching,
Oh,
I was
no.
watching like a Sony Vegas tutorial. Like, and-
That's fucking weird, bro.
no. But I wasn't jerking off to the Sony Vegas tutorial. I was just jerking off and happened to be watching a Sony Vegas tutorial. Like
No,
the
that's
two
pretty
things
much the
were
same
not
thing.
related.
That's pretty much.
Funny.
How can you like? I mean, but that's
No,
just
I've got
weird.
a-
That's fucking weird as shit.
I've
Like, how
got a
can
pretty
you
funny
watch
story.
something? Wait, go ahead.
You can't
I don't
tell
know.
me you. What?
Maybe it's weird, but anyway, it was a long time ago when I was I was a teenager or something, and I don't know if it was that was during the time when it was like really hard to like download movies or whatever, but I just really wanted to like jerk off, and I didn't have like the internet wasn't working or something. I didn't have anything, so I went. I had one of those old wrestling games, like I can't remember what it's called, like SmackDown or something. But in all the wrestling games, you can create your own wrestler. So I just created this woman wrestler and just like maxed out the tit sliders and fucking jerked off to it.
That's not weird. That's not weird at all.
You know, that's pretty good. I I think like yesterday I watched Overwatch porn.
Did you really?
I did.
You're
I
encouraging
clicked through
those
all the
people?
videos, and I didn't like beat it to the Overwatch porn, but I was like, you know, I've linked Overwatch porn to like 7 different people that didn't believe that Overwatch porn existed and in such high quality, and I was like, I see all these titles, I wonder what it actually is, and I was clicking through it, and I was like,
So apparently Blizzard is trying to pull that shit off of the internet.
good luck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
good-
saying.
good
Well,
fucking
apparently they've gone to the websites where people have gotten the models, like those high definition models, and like had those like sent people cease and desist letters and shit like that. I don't know, you're not gonna stop it,
Yeah,
Blizzard. What
I
the
mean,
fuck are you talking?
Blizzard doesn't want their like fucking diversity, like get on the good side video game to be like a fucking video game where Symmetra is 69ing Tracer. Like that's not what they want to do with their
It's gonna
characters.
happen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They've gone out of their way to make Overwatch like as PG as possible.
right. And as inclusive as
I
Like
would
possible.
say-
almost
too.
almost annoyingly so.
Yeah,
like
they
almost
definitely
almost
went
like
inclusive.
stereotype. Like Lucio and
Yeah,
like
they definitely wanted to
Symmetra
hit every single like.
stereotype.
They wanted to represent every single person.
Yeah.
For
Which
sure.
I mean, I think is noble, but I mean, I think it works well enough, but
Yeah.
I just fear that it just becomes like, you know, so obvious that that's what they're
Box
doing
checking.
that it
Box
takes
checking.
away. Yeah, exactly.
So like
Yep,
that's
that's a
the
good
other
word
thing
for
is
it,
like when they
box
add
checking.
new people, like think about the cast of characters in Overwatch right now. Like what other like nationality could they hit? Like are they gonna have a
They
Mexican?
need like an African tribesman that like talks and clicks or
I
something.
think Reaper is Hispanic. You just
Yeah.
his name is
Yeah.
Reyes,
Oh, Reyes, right? Yeah.
but you can't really tell.
he looks black though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
He
he's
looks
got
Mexican because he is.
I don't know. I guess. Anyway, maybe I guess they could have like a. I guess. I mean,
I'm all for, you know, being inclusive. Like I honestly think that's important to some extent, but I just don't want you to like sacrifice the, you know, your
Right. we
creative
can't
process.
make a white American because that's not diverse enough. So we have to make.
Yeah. Like
like-
if it's your creative vision to make a white dude, then make the white dude. That's fine.
Yeah.
But-
I don't mind it. So I don't mind it for Overwatch because I think it helps make the characters really different from each other, and I think that is the magic of Overwatch.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm more okay with it in the sake of Overwatch because the characters are so dramatically different, and you know why not have black
I
roller
think
skate
it's
guy and you know dykey fucking weightlifter chick in the same game.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
I think it's important too because it proves that gamers don't care. Like, because I think a lot of people are like, nobody wants to see some, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
weightlifter chick or some fat snow chick or whatever but it's like no one cares. We just want to play a good game.
May is fucking hot, dude. She just got on a parka.
Dude, May, I think May probably, other than Tracer and Widowmaker, is probably up there for like popularity in Overwatch porn, if I
Really?
had to guess.
All right. Well, she's Asian, so.
There was this art that somebody did about like all the chicks together like on the beach, and like May was like the big tittied like brunette, and like the other one, like Tracer, had really small boobs, which is probably accurate for giving her stereotype. And then who was the other one that was with there? Diva, also small boobs.
Dude,
And
you
then
know
there
what?
was
You know what Overwatch needs? Overwatch needs a strong black independent woman character that has like, I don't need no man as her voice lines.
Oh my god.
That shit. They need that. They need
what
like
would her abilities be?
she needs
Like,
to
what would
be
she
no, she
shoot?
needs to be a big black woman that has like there is something about like big black women that have like that are sharp, that like, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know how to describe it, but like they have these like witty lines and shit. Like, oh child, like I don't know how to fucking describe it, but
Oh child, that was as most black woman as you could do. I got it. What would her gun be though? Like, what would her weapon be? Would it be like a switch? For like,
oh my god.
this little stick. She just goes around like switching people and disciplining them.
That's funny.
All right. What is Mercy, by the way? Is she like German?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Switch. Anyway, all right. Taking this shit and knock sounds. Fuck you, corpse a lot.
That gif was good.
Yeah. It's just like picture of like a cat.
I meant to link it to him. I meant to link it to him and get his reaction, but now he knows.
Oh, well, do it. He doesn't know. Do it.
He knows now.
He doesn't know. Just do it.
It won't. It's not the same.
Fair enough.
It's in his subconscious now that he knows knocking noise, and he wouldn't fall for it.
A camping video would be great. Nerds versus wildlife. How do you feel about camping? Are you pro or for or against?
I don't think I've ever been camping.
Exactly.
It
sucks.
I'm not opposed to it though. I think I'd try it, but I'm an indoors guy. Like I like air conditioning in video games. Like but I mean I'd probably try it if there were friends there or something.
Right. Let's see. Sure, there's a lot of jerking off with a condom comments. Zyback made this way bigger deal than it ever should have been. Jerking off in a condom isn't really weird. I've heard stories where people do it to get used to having sex while having a condom. That's not why I do it, but okay. Although it's kind of weird.
That would actually make sense.
Yeah.
No, it definitely doesn't. Although it's kind of weird that Dope doesn't use condoms during sex. So that's the only weird part for me.
That's yeah.
Zyback paper towel is too rough. Toilet paper is better, my dude. Toilet paper is not acceptable because what happens
toilet paper
is
is definitely not acceptable.
what happens is you'll get a little
If you have
piece
any
of toilet paper
ferocity.
that will it'll pull off and then it'll stick to like the fucking crease of your. That's not good. Don't use toilet paper. That's bad. Bad fucking suggestion, Vince. Do a 24-hour charity podcast for hungry kids in the world.
Fuck hungry
No.
kids.
No, and fuck 24-hour anything. That's awful.
Yeah. I agree.
There's nothing weird about jerking off into a condom. In Sweden, it's called a luxury wank. Okay,
Got all these terms for it.
I
I
guess.
didn't know that there was terms for it.
Right. And then we get this comment. I don't know what this means, but I'm going to read it. Summary, I had to buy a real quesadilla and upgraded from store brand ranch to name brand ranch. Mind blown. Long version, for the last 3.5 years, I've been eating a microwavable quesadilla with a dab of Always Save brand light ranch every day for lunch. And they stopped selling the quesadillas at the store I shop at, and I picked up Hidden Valley Ranch because it was the first thing I saw, and I had to fucking go. I was hungry for a quesadilla. Well, I picked one up from Taco Casa, and let me tell you, mind blown. I guess that means...
Our viewers truly have the most exciting lives.
Is he
Like,
saying that regular ranch is better than light ranch? Is that
I think so. No,
I
like
think he's just giving us
name
his
brand
life
name
story.
brand ranch is better than the generic. I think
Oh,
is
okay.
the thing. Anyway,
Good for you, man. I'm glad you got life figured
no,
out.
it's the chick.
Alright.
It's atheism prod, the big tittied person who linked you their fat brother. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Question: are there any YouTubers you think it would be cool to meet? I don't really know that many YouTubers. I'm gonna meet Zyback one day, though.
There's many I'd love to meet. I'm actually going to VidCon next month, so I will get to meet a lot of them.
What's a VidCon?
VidCon
YouTuber
is
convention.
it's like a YouTube convention basically.
Are there like people that are fans of YouTube or YouTubers go and hang out?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
okay.
big.
Yeah, most of all the big YouTubers will be there,
Fair enough.
and
Do you
many
go to-
smaller ones.
You guys go to BlizzCon?
I've never been to BlizzCon. I'd love to go though.
Yeah, I'd love to go too, but I don't want to spend that much money for a 2-day trip.
Yeah, but you'll get laid at BlizzCon. That's like the thing. You go there and you like
yeah,
fuck.
there's a lot of fucking that goes on at BlizzCon, that's for sure.
No,
I'm
there is.
joking. Yeah,
There
no,
is.
I know there is.
Oh,
A
okay.
lot.
I thought you were kidding.
No,
There
I'm
actually-
not. There is
Yeah.
a lot. It's pretty
That's
insane,
why
to be honest.
I would imagine that happens at most conventions, especially like nerd culture conventions.
Yeah, especially because you meet up with people that you know. Like it's
You
like
could
you
actually fuck
essentially
them.
know these people, and now it's like it's go time.
Yeah.
You could actually fuck Tracer. You could be like, keep on your cosplay shit. We're about to do this.
I bet that happens too.
You're about to get Genji'd. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Excellent.
Zyvac-
Excellent. Is there a better character?
No.
I
Is there a
love
better
Genji.
character that would be better for a
Rapist?
fucking verb other than Genji'd? I'm going with a character.
You could be Hanzo.
Yeah, Hanzo.
No, I think Genji is better. Dude,
Zyvac
Genji
is-
sounds way dirtier.
It kind of does, actually, honestly. You
you
actually,
get-
if you
get
told
more
some girl
creative.
you were about to give her the dirty Winston, I think she would probably be a little apprehensive about what that means. Oh, man.
I think Genji is probably the best one though.
so now I'm drinking beer and I'm half buzzed. Zyback is such a fag. Why does he care how you jack off? There's a lot more weird shit than jerking off with a condom. I agree.
Yeah, he has a point there. It's getting to the point where it's pretty gay. How
Right.
how dramatic of a response this has gotten.
I think there should be a counter for all the autistic shit Dopamean says. And then so this one guy like made a brief list of all the shit that I've talking about on the show, the stories I've told. Number 1, shitting in the shower. Number 2, unloading on a dog, which
Yeah.
he means. Number 3, the whole private eye thing. Number 4, the no toilet seat phase. Number 5, staring at the sun for superpowers. Number 6, jerking off in a condom. Number 7, believes he is good as Overwatch because he got play of the game with Bastion. Fair enough. Just kidding, Dopa. Kudos for being honest. I love you.
I love that. We just need to add on to that list.
So you know what's really funny is, Overwatch released, right? Like what level are you, by the way? Zyback? And
I think like 17.
what about you?
Yeah, I'm 13, I think, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I hit 20. I've been playing a lot with
God
random.
damn, what the fuck?
I play a lot of Overwatch. So anyway, I was playing last night, and this guy who I talk to on Twitter all the time, who's good. He's really good at Overwatch. He had a group of friends who I didn't know, and I was playing with them. Well, the first fucking game I get into, my fucking internet shits out, and I DC like 30 seconds into it. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So I wanted to prove this guy I wasn't awful, because I shit on him all the time about how bad he is, but I never actually played with him, so I didn't know. And I've been having this weird issue with Overwatch. I don't know if you guys have been having it where I get DC'd all the time. Don't think it's Overwatch related. I think it's my shit internet, but I had like a firmware update on my router. It might be my router. I don't know. It's weird. I just lose internet. But anyway, I get back in this thing and I'm like, my bad. Like fucking, of course I DC the first game or whatever. Come back in the next game. We were getting, we needed to make a stand in defense. It made sense. It was the right move. I picked Bastion, all right? Go up on a thing, wipe their whole team, and then what I wanted to do after I wiped their team, I killed like 3 or 4 people, was I wanted to see if there's anyone to my left, because it was Dorado or El Dorado, the one where you go through the streets.
Dorado, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a hallway to my left, so I wanted to make sure there wasn't somebody coming around and fucking flank me. So I didn't just turn my gun to like look in the hall. I was actually just holding it down the whole time just to shoot. So I shot the wall pretty much, looking over there, and then the guy's like, "Of course, the fucking play of the game Bastion shoots the wall to the very fucking end." And I'm like, "Listen, it was a good play. God damn it!" Like, just don't want you guys to think that I only play Bastion and get play of the game on him, but he does get play of the game a lot. You know what I notice is that, like, if you're a Zenyatta or a Symmetra or a fucking,
Yeah, the system fucks you over.
you don't get play the game like
Yeah,
ever.
dude, I've done so much amazing shit as Zenyatta and not gotten it. It's fucking really annoying.
But McCree or
I get it on
fucking
McCree a lot.
right, you do, or Reaper with his fucking, you just drop in and
Yeah.
hit your fucking Q and you're just
Just
done.
Q, get play the game.
Yep, that's the most fun I have ever had video games. By the way, is like sneaking up on a group of people and just dropping down on them and fucking just queuing it
I have
up.
a feeling they're
It's
gonna weight
so
the
fun.
characters. I think that play the game system is gonna change to where it's gonna take a lot more for Bastion to get it, and I think it's just gonna be a work in progress.
He should have to kill a minimum of 4 people to get play the game. I think.
Like there's already a weighting system to where like if you do something cool later in the game, it's more highly prioritized than if you do it early in the game. But I think they're gonna eventually go character by character, because it is fucking bullshit to get it on Zenyatta, dude. I've done some amazing shit and never gotten it on Zenyatta. I've gotten it.
I've seen
one
it
or two
once.
times.
I've seen it once. He healed a tank, he debuffed a Bastion and killed him, and then he killed like 3 other people that weren't paying attention, and he got play the game. I've seen it one time.
Yeah, I've gotten it one time and it's for kills, not even for heals. And I did like an
Yeah,
amazing ult.
I think it should be weighted more towards things that actually took skill. Like I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's just
hate
hard
just,
for them to design that.
It's all
Like,
yeah.
ults. It's ults.
Yeah, just push Q. Like, okay.
But I mean, to be honest,
that's kind of
like,
how it is. Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's really hard.
You
for
want
the
to
game.
pick the most exciting moments for sure.
Let's say that like you're a
Yeah.
Widowmaker and you shoot a grappling hook and you fly over a building and you shoot somebody running while you're flying. Yeah, that's crazy skill.
Yeah.
But how is the game gonna know to
How's-
make
Well,
that?
in the
Yeah.
case of Widowmaker, it actually does. It's got a sharpshooter thing where it weights
there
how.
are some things.
Yeah, it actually does do that. Where
Not if you kill one person, you're not getting play of the game.
it can happen. I've actually seen
No,
it happen.
one time I
Um,
got play of the game. I assume because I think I was Hanzo and a Pharah went up and started ulting, and I just sniped her out of the
Yeah,
sky.
you got
and
the
I got-
you got
I
the
got play of the
shutdown.
game. Yeah.
It's called the shutdown medal or the shutdown play of the game where you stopped somebody from doing something
You
that
know-
would have affected a lot of people.
Fair enough. That's good. I find Farah's ult really weird. Like, you can't be at the top of her jump to use. You can't be like high at all to use it, and you can't like. I don't know. Like, how do you guys use Farah's ult? I
Pharah's
find
weird. Pharah's weird. Like she's a character where, it depends on the enemy team comp, but a lot of the times it's better to play her on the ground rather than flying around in the sky like you'd think. Because when you fly around in the sky, all the time anyway, depending like if they've got a McCree and you're flying around in the sky, you're just gonna get shot out of the sky. Whereas if you're on the edge of a ledge, like peeking out, shooting a rocket, peeking
Right.
out, shooting a rocket, you're way less likely to die.
right, and I got that. I just mean like you have to be like over a group of people or like right up on them.
Yeah, you don't want to be
use
too
that
far
ult.
away because it'll
Right.
dilute the rockets.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
strange.
you gotta
Anyway,
there's
There's,
a
like-
sweet spot.
There's one of my least played characters.
Farah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I
like
play
playing her.
Farah all the time, dude. Farah's really good.
and May.
Oh, she's
I don't-
she's good.
I don't
Yeah.
play those characters.
You know the
enough.
map where it's the circle in the middle and it's like a control point hold,
Yeah, with the well.
and
Yeah.
like and you
Yeah, I
people
can't
play
think of the name of
Roadhog to like pull yank people into it.
Yep.
Well, Farah's little knock rocket, if you shoot that behind
Behind them,
somebody,
yeah.
it shoots them forward. I shoot everybody into that fucking hole. Like that's my thing. I'm like so good at it.
Yeah.
Like Reinhardt will come in. Nope, you're going in the fucking hole. Like that's just my.
Yeah,
deal.
I just don't like playing her because she's kind of slow. I mean, you can do the boost, the rocket jump with the E ability, but I'm not
Yeah.
skilled enough to be able to pull that off very well.
I've never been a fan of rocket launchers in shooters. It's just not my thing, really.
Wait, what? I are different keybinds on my thing. So what do you think you can do? Like
The
hover in the
knockback,
air, shoot the rocket.
if the knockback, the little energy ball you shoot, if you shoot that at the ground while you're jumping, like if let's say you're moving, but you can use that to rocket jump
Oh right.
and get.
You can
and,
do that
like,
with
you can-
Junkrat too.
What?
You can do that. You can.
Yeah,
throw
yeah, yeah. It's the
mine-
same. It's the
shoot
same
thing.
premise as Junkrat, but you have to have some momentum and you have to be in the air for it to work. It's a little harder to do on Pharaoh than it is on Junkrat, but it's cool. Like you can get
Right.
some real speed doing it, but it's hard. It's hard to pull off.
So anyway, and then I said, "God damn it! When you read this list out loud, I think I need to rethink my life." And then this guy goes, "You forgot about the wearing blue contacts story."
Yep.
And that's-
Oh, that's another one.
Buying used panties is definitely weirder than jerking it into a condom. Completely agree. Completely agree. Do you think that's weird? Like those dudes in Japan that buy like used underwear out of a vending machine.
I do think that's
Yeah,
weird,
I think
but
it's weird.
whatever you want to do, man.
Definitely weird. In
I
Japan,
think a lot of things about Japan are weird.
you know what? You know what's funny? Google age of consent in Japan, and see
What
you
is
get.
it, like 13?
Yeah, but see what you get a picture of a dude staring at you like you're an asshole.
That's the guy from
I found that out the other day.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I think.
Yeah, staring at you like you're sketchy.
Oh,
That's
God,
hilarious.
I'm definitely gonna share that.
Let's see. This one guy got what am I saying? Dopamine means people can't just bust out 5-star quality shit on the top of their head. I was talking about cooking. My grandma could. Blah blah blah. I agree. You know what's weirder than jerking off to a condom? Not having sex with free Tinder women. Thank you, fucking Robert Moore. So I got Zyback. I signed Zyback up for Tinder, by the way. And the problem with Tinder is that it located around me and not him, and he's like 3 hours away from me. So like it found like fucking like hot women, dude. Like fucking shit that like choice like grade A roast beef. And he's like, I'm not driving like 180 miles for some random bitch I don't know. And I'm like, fair enough. But if you play your fucking cards right, you could get her to drive that far. And you just have to.
I just think it's funny. The funniest thing to me about this is that he made this Tinder profile as a joke, and had like a terrible pictures of me and like a really condescending bio, and I got like good matches still. It's just hilarious to me.
No. Your Tinder didn't have the bio. Your Tinder
Oh, it did.
the Plenty of Fish profile had the bio. The Tinder one is basically just your pictures and your name.
No, but I just think it's funny that it actually still worked. Like I'm kind
No,
of
I wanted it
excited.
to work. I was gonna get you laid, and then you fucking deleted it, and you made
Well,
me
why
really
did you
sad.
pick the worst fucking pictures of me of all time then?
Because I'm not gonna email you and be like, "Hey, Zyback, I'm gonna make a Tinder profile
You
for
could
you.
have
Give me
still
your
picked
photos."
better pictures than that.
Nope. I picked the pictures that I
Whatever,
found.
it doesn't matter. I still got a good result.
That's
When
right.
the source material is this good, it's pretty easy to fuck it up.
Can I get a link to the video of the 2200 maids with the Guitar Hero guitar? Maybe.
No, that was a steering wheel used, not a Guitar Hero guitar.
Fair enough. My legs go numb all the time when I'm using a phone in the bathroom, maybe because I'm tall as fuck. So we
I
basically...
kind of realize this is kind of a terrible segment, like, right now for our guest, because he just has no idea what the fuck we're talking.
No, but he gets it. That's why I tell him what goes on after the
Yeah, but you have to explain everything, because, like, there's all these, like, weird inside jokes that, like, I don't know.
Right.
Go on.
Right. Do you take long shits or do you take in and out shits?
I don't know.
When you signed up for the podcast today, did you realize that was going to be a question you would have to answer?
I don't think anyone's ever asked that before.
Are you one of those people that, like, goes into the bathroom for 30 minutes and takes
No.
a shit, or are you like me, where you're just like 3 minutes and you're done?
Yeah, I'm more like that, I think.
Who are all these people that are like taking these marathon shits? Like, I never understood that. Like,
Well, I
people
feel like it's probably just people just chilling, not
it's
necessarily
so weird.
the whole time.
Like, who fuck hang around the bathroom? Like, why do people do that?
So this next comment, we had a debate on the last podcast. If you had to get AIDS or cancer, which one would you take? And we were like, I think it depends on like the type of cancer. Like it couldn't be like bullshit cancer,
Here,
like skin
let's get
cancer.
his answer. AIDS or cancer? Which one do you get? You have to take one.
Is it a specific type of cancer?
You could define your type of cancer. It
Can't be
a
skin
bullshit.
cancer.
Can't be a bullshit cancer like skin cancer. It's not even. That's more like a
Well,
yeast infection.
the thing about I'm not that knowledgeable about like what it's like to have those things, but I know that most people that get like serious cancer end up dying,
Right.
and I know that
Yeah,
nowadays
let's
you can
assume
live
there's a
with it.
decent chance you'll die from.
So
this
you're saying
cancer.
AIDS? You're taking the AIDS.
That's
All
what
right, fair
that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Fair. I think we all took the AIDS. And then this Sarah person says prostate, because we were saying you can't have like a bullshit cancer because that doesn't really count, but you don't want like one of the hardcore ones like brain cancer,
pancreatic, or
because then you're fucking, then you're just done. So like she said, prostate and colon cancer are not the same. Also, they still teach cursive in schools. All right.
Really?
And then this guy has like the comment of the day, I think, that says listening to how dopamine masturbates for 10 minutes might be a little gay. I completely agree with you. Let's see. Dopamine might be autistic, but I bet he would have closed those Tinder girls, Zyback. You're damn right I would have. All right.
I
2
can't
people
do
on this video
dating
have
sites.
AIDS. Anyway, I'll see if I can read something else, but dopamine, you might lose less condoms inside women if you stop pretending to need Magnum condoms. I don't use Magnum condoms. I think a lot of people that use them just because they want to buy them and like show
Yeah,
off
it's
the
it's all
cashier.
marketing. It's not. They're all the same size. They're all essentially the same size. It's
They're
fucking all
definitely
marketing.
not all the same size.
They're
I can
that's
tell you that.
not true at all. They are a lot bigger, but I
They
think that
are.
guys buy them that don't need them.
One time they sell these like triple XL condoms. It's like a Magnum XL, and they have it's got like a bear claw on the box or something crazy like that. And I accidentally bought them one time, and they were like who could fit these? Like I think they were for porn stars, but I just got them at like Walmart, which was weird.
Those are Zybax condoms. I just linked them.
Little Willie.
How much bigger is a Magnum?
Oh my god.
They're definitely bigger though. I can tell you that.
These things have review. Oh, it's a gag gift. Oh, I see.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Let's see.
At Spencer's Gifts. And
Somebody wants us to get Joe Rogan on.
Yeah, I'm sure
Right.
he'll come on.
Right.
Why don't we get Barack Obama on the podcast? That'd be
Right.
good. That'd be fun, right?
All right. What was the other thing? Oh, so that was all the comments. So I canceled my Oculus Rift pre-order this week again.
Again.
Yeah, I've ordered and canceled it twice, and I'm done
What
now.
Why?
So I ordered it once, and then I was like, we're moving, and it's a lot of money, and I don't necessarily, I don't know if I want it this summer. Like, I might wait to see how the Vive does and how the PSVR does. So then I was like, I'll just cancel it. So I did. And then I was like, well, no, I read some reviews, and it's doing pretty well. I think I kind of want it or whatever. So I pre-ordered it again. And then they delayed my shipment till, like, fucking August. And then I was like, that kind of sucks. And then I saw Boogie's video. He had this video where he talks about, I don't know if you saw it, but like Oculus is doing like this hardcore like DRM bullshit where they're basically saying like all the stuff you buy in the Oculus store like has all this like hardcore like DRM shit put into it.
I think they're just making it to where you can't use it with any other VR devices.
Right, which is stupid. After they promised in the Kickstarter that it was an open source platform.
Well, they sold it for whatever, $1 billion. So
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, on that, I don't really like that so much. I would rather get the device that, like, I'm thinking more like a Vive kind of thing. Like, I have a PSVR on pre-order. So I realized that since I was still having that discussion with myself and I'm not committed to anything yet, I was like, it's better just to go ahead and cancel it for now until they unfuck, number one, their supply issues, and number two, this DRM bullshit. And I can actually see, like, maybe next year shit will be cheaper and, like, PSP or VR will or will have not succeeded, and then I'll know whether or not it's worth money.
yeah.
So I think it's
What do you think, Kevin, about VR? I think it's bullshit. I don't think it's going to catch on for gaming anytime soon, but I do think it'll catch on for entertainment.
I think, well, I mean, as long as it's like prohibitively expensive, it's going to be hard for it to catch on. But I think it looks really, like, some of that stuff looks really cool. Like, I think the potential of it is like, sky's the limit. So I think it could catch on, but not as long as you have to spend like, thousands of dollars. Yeah.
I just think ultimately the headset and just the experience is going to be really clunky and not very relaxing.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, imagine seeing The Force Awakens in VR. How fucking cool would that shit be? To just be like
the whole
in
movie surrounds you.
in that, yeah, that would be the fucking shit. But I don't want to be
There's
playing
much-
some bow and
so
arrow
many
game.
things you can do with it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Google Paint thing that they're trying to come out with, where it's just a VR program?
Yeah,
or whatever,
VR
but-
art.
Yeah, you
I've
just
seen
paint in 3D.
That's already out. That's for the Vive. It's
Oh, that's out already.
It's Tilt Brush.
That is cool.
See,
I like that.
That's
So
cool as
you
fuck.
can paint in your room, and you can walk around it and like see it, and you can like throw
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, I think VR that's the direction VR needs to go, not actual video games in my opinion. I think in terms of like practical applications or like training purposes or creation purposes, I think VR is the fucking
And there's,
that's
have you
cool.
heard of Hover Junkers? I don't think it's out yet, but it's, or it may be in beta or something, but it's for the Vive, I believe. And it's a shooter, like, but it looks really cool. Like the guy, Brandon Lotch, the guy who used to make videos with Freddie Wong. I don't know if you are
Oh
familiar.
yeah, the white blonde guy.
Yeah, it's like his idea, and it's like this VR game, but it's a shooter. Um, and the concept of it is like you're in this little ship, and you literally have to like stand in your room and like fortify your ship, and you have to like select items and put them on your ship, and you have to like duck for cover and like shoot at your it's like online multiplayer. It looks awesome to me, and like stuff like that. And that's just that's sort of, I think, the obvious thing you would do, but I just think you could develop that more and more. Like
I think
I
I
have
think the coolest yeah, shit, I cut you off. Go ahead.
no, I was just that was it. I was just saying I have high hopes for it personally.
I think that Google Art shit or whatever, I think that is truly a VR, like a very applicable use for VR that doesn't seem like it's like hacked on, like cheesy, like this is what you'd expect with VR kind of stuff. Like I think
Yeah,
that's a good use for it.
yeah, I think that's really cool. It's crazy what we've done with technology.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, yeah, I like I said, I mean, I really dig it. Like, I have a Gear, which is the one for my phone, and like I've done some Marvel stuff with it, and like it's just sort of like a taste of what you can do with it. Like, it puts you in the Iron Man suit, and you're like flying around doing shit, and like fighting alongside like other Marvel people, and or in that I tried one for that Divergent movie, and you're like on this thing flying around, and it's like it's really fucking cool. Like honestly, like it's I agree that it's not like going to be like a gaming staple for a while. Like that's not going to like people aren't going to throw away their monitors and just use a VR headset.
Yeah,
But I do think that it's a cool enough toy if you have the disposable income and VR
right.
doesn't fucking shit itself next year and like people continue to make games for it, like AAA games. Because there's not really like a AAA VR title yet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
and
Um,
that's probably going to be one of the roadblocks, is because it probably just is super expensive to develop
It
games.
is.
So yeah,
And the
that was
thing
one of
is,
the
it takes
problems
such
with
a
like
beast fucking PC to be able to even play that shit.
but
yeah.
I mean, I guess I must have like a retarded PC composed to, or as opposed to like the majority of gamers,
What you do?
because everybody like in all these articles they're like the cons are it takes a good PC to run it, and like what are people playing games
Dude, a
on?
lot
Like
of people
fucking
play
Toys R
on.
Us specials?
Yeah, a lot of people like I'm sure you're like me, where you upgrade everything every like 2 years or so, right?
Yeah,
Most people don't do that. A lot of people run around with like 560s in there. Like, what kind of computer do you have, Kevin?
I have a terrible computer. Like I have a like my video card is 650 GTX 650, and I have
Jesus.
like a old like my CPU, like it's this
My
actually
my
I'm
fucking
about to
recording computer is better than
trash it.
yours.
that's like a fucking cave painting computer.
Yeah.
Dude, the computer I use strictly for recording stuff to has a 680 in it.
So this is what you have to realize is a lot of people don't have any money, and that stuff is not cheap.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not like you don't have to be rich, but
yeah,
if
it's like
you
two grand at least to
yeah
get a decent rig.
yeah, and it's just it just depends on what your situation is, and I honestly like am planning to upgrade like my entire computer like very soon.
Yeah,
just sell out. Just
hold
sell
out
out
for
to
the
like Origin or fucking
dude. I'll
one of
sell out
those,
to Origin any day.
and just let them give
Origin,
you a PC and
fuck
you
yes,
fucking
dude.
do an
I want.
unboxing video.
So I had Digital Storm gave me a fucking build at cost price, which is pretty cool. Um, I actually got it for cheaper than I could buy all the components on Newegg for, and got the case for free. So that's pretty cool. But
Nice.
they didn't. It wasn't free. It was. I still paid for the parts, but it's still a good deal.
Or did you have to like fucking rep Digital Storm for a while?
I just made a video
Oh,
of
okay.
the computer when I got it, and that was it. And they sold me. I mean, it didn't cost them anything, but it's They sold me all the shit at cost.
Well, it cost you their labor to put it together.
Yeah, well, and I got the
Or
case.
cost them,
I
yeah.
got the anything that was like Digital Storm branded. I got for free. So the fans, the case, and I think the RAM I got for free, essentially. But I still ended up having to pay them like, I think what $1,500. But I got a sick rig for $1,500. Got way more than I paid for.
Yeah, I'm basically at a point where I can't play any new games on my computer.
How do you
but
run Overwatch? What
Overwatch runs fine on my
Overwatch
computer.
runs really good. It's like really well optimized.
Yeah, luckily, like all the Blizzard games are run fine on my computer. But I don't have that many like newer games, and I'm not that interested in a lot of the newer games that come out, so it's not that big a deal.
So
but,
you're not running like Crisis on your fucking on your
Oh,
thing.
that would probably make my computer blow up.
What other than Overwatch are you into right now? Or is that basically it?
That's like mainly what I've been playing.
Dude, I've been no life in it hard.
I play a lot of Hearthstone, but that's just sort of like whenever
Hearthstone
I'm bored.
doesn't rip your computer apart. That's when you can tell you hit the bottom of the barrel.
Hearthstone. If
Can't run
Hearthstone, it doesn't rip apart my Galaxy S6 phone. I hope it doesn't rip apart
Yeah.
your PC.
And every now and then I'll play like League of Legends or like Heroes and stuff like that. But
Yeah, those games are designed to run on potatoes, so
yeah, so I don't even, maybe like the most like the hardest game on my computer I have is like The Witcher 2 or something.
what do you think
Not even 3, but
what do you think of WoW, of Legion? Have you messed around with that any, or are you not interested?
I mean I've been playing well, I haven't every now and I just load up WoW, but I don't do anything. Like I just like
Are you still subscribed?
Actually, I think my subscription just ended like a few days ago. I had been paying for my account with in-game gold, and that's what I was just doing, was just farming gold. But so I don't really know what's going on because I haven't really done anything serious. I still like watch streams every now and then and watch videos and stuff. Like I'm everyone sort of like shits on WoW now, and I kind of understand why, but I'm like still semi-loyal. Like I still like World of Warcraft. It's just
There's no point in shitting on it. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you provide your feedback and do what you do, and then let them make the fucking game.
Yeah, that's kind of
So-
where I'm at. Dude, but I went through a phase, dude. When I quit WoW, like when I guess the first time I quit, but I wouldn't really say that I quit multiple times because I didn't really ever come back to the game after the first time I quit, other than like just fucking around.
Yeah.
But dude, I was like a spurned lover. 'Cause,
Right.
Dude, that game, dude, and I wasn't alone, dude. Cataclysm fucking let me down, and I let them fucking have it.
Yeah,
I was one of those angry motherfuckers. So fucking angry at what they did. Like I still am a little bit.
I agree. I mean, if you compare it to how it used to be, I don't think anyone could argue that it's
Yeah,
not worse than it used to be.
When did you start playing?
I actually started in Wrath.
There you go.
So I didn't even get to. Everyone talks about the glory days of vanilla and BC, but I didn't even get to experience
Wrath
it.
was good. Wrath was
But
the last
I
good one.
loved that. I loved Wrath of the Lich King, and
It was good.
I sort of was starting to notice that things were getting weird with Cataclysm, but I still enjoyed Cataclysm. But then Pandaria came out, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then like, I was sort of into it when WoD came out, but
The leveling
just-
was good.
Yeah, I loved the story, like the lore of Draenor.
Yeah,
But
it was good.
then I realized it's like I'm just like sitting in my garrison and not doing anything. Like this.
The
this
only
is the
thing-
game.
You know what's really sad is I just took my garrison gold, and you know how like in Legion they have that mount for gold makers. That's the $2 million or 2 million gold spider mount,
Yeah,
which is retarded. I'm not gonna buy that because
that's a good thing for him to have in the game, though.
Yeah, it is. I just don't think the mount looks that good. I don't have no problems with the price. I just don't think that mount looks like it's worth the price. So that's why I won't buy it. It's nothing to do with my like fucking morals about, is or is it not worth the money. But I took my garrison gold and I'm like, yeah, what am I do with gold anyway? You know what I mean? Like gold is really just
Yeah, it's worthless.
Yeah.
after like
After you get your
100
enchants, it's worthless.
after about 100K, I mean, you just buy whatever. So
I was
I
literally
actually,
using it to buy my account.
so yeah, you could do that. But my account's paid for till like next December, I think, with all the
Okay.
gold I made. Because I have a lot of alts too. I I just bought the Mythic Archimon mount and achievement from TF on Hyjal. So I have the, because that mount goes to 1%, and I think it's pretty fucking cool. And so that's what I did on Tuesday, was realize that I'm at the level now where I use my Garrison gold to buy like the cool shit that Mythic Raiders have. I'm that person.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
I've always been a PvP person. Like that's what I like. And I think that's maybe why started watching your
Probably that's where you
videos.
probably found me from. Feral PvP back
Yeah.
in the day.
But so as I but the thing is like none of my friends play WoW anymore, so it's like kind of sad. I just sort
Dude,
of
it's
log
so
on.
depressing. Looking at my friends list and seeing people.
My friends do.
Dude, I look at my friends list and I see people that haven't been on for years, like
Yeah.
since Cataclysm, and it's like
It doesn't even say
last
like
online.
last online. It just says offline.
Yeah,
It just stops giving you when they
it's
last
like
logged in.
last online 3 years ago. It's just like fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I mean,
There's
all
this
my
one guy I
friends.
used to play with Nightside. He's got like the ultimate fucking character, like ever. He's like got like everything. It's just like he's level 85. And it's just like oh.
Then he doesn't
Oh,
have. He doesn't have a
damn
lot.
it. It's like fuck. It's so sad looking back at it. It's like fuck,
Yeah.
dude. Me and him used to beast it up.
I wonder like what I could sell my account for. It could probably go for a lot. Like I don't really know, but I wonder like.
I got an offer for my account back in Wrath of the Lich King for $3,000, and I turned
Yeah.
it down.
I gotta think my account's at least worth somewhere around there.
No,
I don't know.
dude,
decline
not
of,
even
like,
close.
You don't know how much shit I have.
No.
I have pretty
Not
much
even
everything.
close, dude.
But other than like,
Dude,
that's what I'm saying.
unless you have like 7 rank 1 titles, you're not gonna pull that. You don't.
No,
do
not
you have
PvP titles,
unless you
but
have
I have-
exclusive items, you're not gonna pull that at all. Not anywhere close. I bet you wouldn't even get $150.
I guarantee I would.
No.
But listen. I mean, I have every class. I have every mount. I have damn near every achievement.
Do you
I
have
a lot of shit.
exclusive items?
Yeah, I do. I have all of the like trading card bullshit, and I have
Okay, that
like
helps you out.
pretty much every pet in the game.
That doesn't do anything for you.
It does. Oh, I'm
you need,
saying
you
it's
need things
it's a very
like
completionist
gladiator.
account.
You need like gladiator mounts. You need rank 1 titles. You need like Hand of a Doll style things that are no longer achievable in the game.
I have a lot. I do have a fair amount of those. Like all of the like trading card stuff and all of the like 1% drop mounts. I have a lot of shit. Like okay, not $3,000 because WoW's like much less popular.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the
Definitely
only way to
would go
get
for-
like, dude, like the rank 1s sell their accounts for like hundreds of dollars, and they have rank 1 titles and exclusive items that that very very few people have, and they're not getting shit for their
It's just,
accounts.
like, barely even worth it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I would never, like I don't even know if I would sell my account. I've spent more than like $3,000 on my WoW account. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's not even. What am I gonna get out of it if I sell it for that? You know what I mean? I'll probably just make it.
selling your account in Wrath. That was the fucking peak. I definitely don't regret not selling my account. There's a lot of people that are probably in the comments like, "Wait, you got somebody to offer you $3,000 for your WoW account?" I'm glad I didn't take it.
Yeah, I would have seriously considered that because I think that was like when I was like right out of college or something.
It was
and
my
like,
fucking dude, but you gotta realize the time though. Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah,
That's when
no,
World
I
of Warcraft
agree.
was fucking badass, and I was in love with my oh dude, I had so much cool shit, and I was rank 3 in the world at Feral, and I was like so into it.
yeah,
I don't regret it.
Yeah,
I had
but
a lot
I
of
mean
fun.
that's not really. I mean, there's only like 5 people that played Feral, so
There's
we're guaranteed in the top 5. Top
I mean,
10.
it wasn't a popular spec, but the reason it wasn't popular is because people didn't know how to fucking play it. If you look at elemental shamans or enhanced, like everyone re-rolls. If something's easy and like it's like easy welfare to be super good at it, then people re-roll. Like if all you gotta do is look at enhancement shamans right now. Enhancement shamans, notoriously one of the least played things in WoW history for the last 10 years. All of a sudden they become really good with the turbo cleave shit. They're everywhere. So if it's good, people re-roll. But I'm
Right.
proud of that. I was number 3 in the world at something in a game that had 12 million subscribers. So I'm proud of that. It's my claim to fame.
I was I think my big. I mean, I had a couple like current rating ranks You know what I mean? Like rank whatever on different raids in the world, but those lose relevance. You know what I mean? Like once the next tier comes out, or eventually someone's gonna
I never did that
pass
with
that up.
WoW. I never raided WoW competitively, but I did raid WildStar Ultra competitively.
So
So I
even I
got a
wasn't
taste of
even in
that.
like the top guilds, but I had, I was fucking good. So like my DPS parses at the time were
Yeah,
good.
you were ranked, yeah.
And the other thing was that like the guilds that there were probably a lot better players, but those better players were focusing on progression, not like the earlier bosses that I was getting ranks on because our
Oh,
guild wasn't
oh, you were trying to
there.
like get super high ranks on the bosses no one cared about.
No, no, no. They were still like current tier heroic or top level bosses. They just weren't like Lei Shen or like the last tier bosses that everyone, you know what I mean? Like those bosses still counted. It's just that like a lot of the like world first people weren't necessarily on those bosses as long as we were as a guild. So
Yeah.
I was probably better at min maxing those bosses than those guys were. You know what I mean? Because we spent longer on them.
Did you
That
play any
kind of shit.
WildStar?
Yeah, I loved WildStar.
Maybe you
I,
found me from that, unless you've been watching a while.
that could be it too. I
I
don't know.
I was pretty big in WildStar. I had like I was in the world first rating guild, so you maybe could have found me through that. I just don't know how long you've been watching, because that was
I'm
like
not
2 years
sure.
ago.
I mean I don't remember how or when I found you. It could have been through that. I know I definitely have watched a lot of your WoW videos, but that could have been after I found you for something else. Um,
What do you feel about WildStar's demise?
I'm assuming you don't play it anymore.
no, I haven't played it
That's a
in a
safe
while.
bet.
Well, the for me the thing with WildStar, like I said, I'm a PvPer. I don't even know anything
Oh,
about
that
raiding in
game let you down
WildStar.
hard then.
And so yeah, the PvP in WildStar was just really rough, and I mean I thought it was kind of fun. It just wasn't like good.
There was a
And
whole lot of bullshit,
yeah,
like the slow it down gadgets and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So that was my thing with WildStar, and that's what made me just I was like
How
I
long did you
just
last? How long did you play?
um I not even a year, probably like
Oh, you made it that long?
I mean a few. I just assumed that a year was an average time. Maybe it wasn't. um,
Holy shit! I don't
but
even know if I played
maybe
a year.
no, I don't think I played a full year, but several months for sure.
Yeah, I
And
did.
then
I
and then
probably
when
did.
they I tried it again when it was free to play, and it was okay. This is the same game, but
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
most
nothing's
part.
really changed. It's kind of sad. There's no new raid
but
tier.
I overall I like the way the game was presented. Like I love the art style. I love like the music, and I thought it was a cool game, but
Yeah,
just
dude. I'm a big PvP guy too, and that game really let down the PvPers. Like they all left.
yeah.
Like all of them. Like BGs don't even pop anymore. Like at all ever.
They do for casuals because they put in contracts.
Oh, I heard.
So
I was on the WildStar subreddit, and they said that there was a guy that was complaining that he sat in a BG queue from the morning until 10 p.m. before he got a pop.
that's not true. That's got to be some like crazy like off. Like maybe he did, but he was probably like in some like fucking carbine terrible coding glitched fucking netherworld. You know what I mean? He
Whatever.
like
I don't
probably
know.
wasn't even in
The
the queue.
PvP scene is definitely not active because I remember when I was trying to
No.
arena, once we got to a certain rating, we couldn't get pops and Q pops anymore because we were out. There was no one to play.
Right. Well, that's probably true, but with the like you can just do like the lulled rank BGs that like you know what I mean that are just like casuals just doing the shit to get gold or
I had
plat or
fun. It's a fun game, but I don't think I'm ever gonna play it again. Sadly.
it's double XP
Yeah.
weekend. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I have a lot of like I like MMOs a lot, and I just try out different MMOs, especially if they're free to play. And I have so much shit like installed on my computer right now that
You
I,
should.
I
Oh
it's like
shit.
maybe I'll never play them again, but maybe I will. Who knows?
You should look into Crowfall if you're a PvP guy. That's gonna.
Crowfall.
Yeah. Did you
Okay.
ever play any of the older games like Dark Age of Camelot or what's another open world sandbox PvP game? Essentially, it's a PvP only MMO that's like pretty
Okay.
old school. It's kind of like Eve Online, but
Yeah.
swords and shields and MMO action combat instead of ships. That's
Okay.
the best way
I
to
will
describe
definitely
it.
try
How
that.
long is it going to be before you tell them to go to your link to
Oh,
sign
yeah,
up?
you're gonna sign up with the fucking link. But I mean, no, I'm just telling you seriously. It's if you're a PvP guy, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that's. I mean, that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
I'm just a competitive person. I pretty much only play games that are like competitive.
Oh, well then maybe not. Crowfall is not going to be like a competitive like MLG
Well,
style game,
well,
but
no, I mean anything where I can play against other people
oh
and
yeah, yeah,
beat them at stuff. That's what I'm into.
yeah,
Like
Even if there's no rankings or
you
anything.
like making other people sad?
Yeah, I
yeah.
do.
I'm
Like
curious.
I love fighting games, for example. Like that's probably
Are
my
you a
favorite
Smash Bros
genre.
guy?
I am a Smash Bros.
Are
guy.
you a melee guy?
I play them all. I like Melee a lot, but I got really into the latest one as well, Smash 4.
So I don't play what the fuck? All right, never mind. I don't play Melee. I don't play Smash at all, but I like to keep up with it. Like I'm
Yeah.
subscribed to the subreddit. And I like to watch all the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because the community is so good and it's just fun to see like all the ridiculous shit that people
Yeah.
do with a game that is not intended to be played like that. Like I remember playing Melee when it came out and just like all the shit we used to think was like cool. Like we all used to think, yeah, I'm real good at fucking Melee, dude. No one
Oh,
fucks
yeah.
with me. And now you see the shit 10 years
It's
later and people are doing the most absurd shit you've ever imagined.
it's gotten really ridiculous. Like it's crazy how far they pushed this game. It's like they call it a beautiful accident
That's
because
what it is. They can't recreate it.
this game, like there's no one could have known that there was this much depth in that game. There's so much, and they're still advancing it. Like it's crazy.
I just think it's funny how multiple times characters that were considered shit were good, and now they're back to
Yeah.
shit, and now they're back to good again. Like everyone
Yeah.
thought Jigglypuff was complete trash
Yeah.
for like the longest time, and then I think it was the Mango guy, like
Yeah.
raped everybody with Jigglypuff, and everybody's like,
He-
"What
he-
happened?"
that was because that was and I can get really nerdy about Smash Brothers because I'm like super into the Smash Brothers scene. But that was around the time when the guy Mewtwo King was like
He's my
destroying
favorite. That dude's a fucking
everybody.
beast.
But like around like maybe like 2008 to 2010, he was like unstoppable. Like nobody could beat him. And then Mango came and just like beat him with Jigglypuff, and it was like, what's going on? And then from then on, we have what we have now. But it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
There's my favorite thing. There's this video. There's this old YouTube video from like 2008 called like Perfect Control, and it was like a tool assisted video where they were like, what if you could perfectly control your character? And it's like most of the stuff that they're doing is like routinely done by players now. It's like hilarious. Like that's how far they've advanced the game, and that's how far players have advanced.
Yeah, I was trying to find this one video of oh shit. Where is it? Oh, damn it. I can't find it. Anyway, yeah, I like that shit a lot. Are you so I'm curious, has online gaming, I'm curious if I'm like the only person that thinks like this, but I feel like online games have kind of killed single player games for me. Like I can't have fun in it's very hard for me to have fun in a single player game nowadays. Because I feel like like even when I play, like for example, I got Halo 5 when it came out and I played it on Legendary, and I was just like, whatever. Like it was cool. Like back in the day, when Halo 1 came out or Halo 2, I was like all for the single player and shit. But now it's just like, yeah.
No,
Like,
I feel
if it's not multiplayer, I kind of like, it's very hard. Like The Last of Us was the last game I could think of that really sucked me in, where I was like, okay, this is fucking cool.
Yeah, for me it has to be something that has something like unique and special about it. But I can't deal with games where it's like, okay, your objective is to kill everything and get to the end. Like to me that's just not enough of a game anymore. But some game, like I'm a huge Portal fan, for example, and like if it has like a cool like gimmick like that that's really entertaining and challenging, like I'm into that. I'm also a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. So certain
The new
games,
Uncharted was good, and that was some people didn't like it because there's a lot of cutscenes, but it had.
That's how all those games are. What the fuck were people expecting?
I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of them, but I thought it was cool. Like I like those like storytelling kind of things.
Yeah, I
And
like all the
I like
Uncharted
that.
games.
I kind of hate puzzle games, honestly, but It's not really a puzzle game. There's just a couple little puzzles in it, so I didn't think it was too bad.
So the last game I played, that this is the reason why I think like this, that single player games kind of got ruined for me, is that I picked up The Witcher 3 when it came out last summer, and that is objectively a fucking amazing game, and I lost interest in it. Like I haven't, I'm like 20% of the way through it, maybe, and I play the game, and I'm like, this is a fucking amazing game. There's so many details. There's so much stuff here. The story is good. I should like this game, and I just stopped playing it. Just like what?
Yeah.
But yet I'll play like this multiplayer game I've played a million times, but that draws me in more because I know it's real people.
The sad thing with me is I'll play games like even if I'm not having fun. Like
That's like Call of Duty for everyone. It's like I hate this fucking game. Meanwhile, it's like 30 days played.
I had to quit League of Legends because I realized I wasn't having fun when I was playing the game.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with a lot of multiplayer games, because you like just the desire to win, I guess, keeps you playing, but after a while it's like this is just frustrating. What am I doing?
Call of Duty in particular is like a lot of people fucking hate COD, but they can't stop playing it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I have the last Call of Duty game I played was the first Black Ops.
That was a good one to stop on.
Yeah.
That was before the beginning of the end. Black Ops 2 is pretty good, but yeah, Black Ops 1 is the best one they've ever made.
I actually got really deep into Black Ops.
That was a good fucking game.
Every day, but
it's good shit.
I kind of feel sad. Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to just be so into video games, and like everything that came out, I was just like sat down and played for like 12 hours, and now I just have like no attention span.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I play like even my PS4 a little bit because I'm like, well, these are throwaway games anyway. But that's why I'm like, I kind of have come back to like Overwatch and like Blizzard games.
Overwatch is the exception for me. I'm like no-lifing Overwatch, and I love it.
I'm so happy about Overwatch. Like, I think it's just one of the most fun games I've ever played.
It feels good to be into a game again. Like it's a game I actually want to get good at.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could accept my Battle.net friend request, and then you would get a lot better.
You realize that there's a limit to how many people you can have on there, right?
Yeah, like 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't be filling it up with scrubs.
Yeah, okay. I knew that was your fucking 0.5%. I knew that was your fucking 1-2 fucking
I can't
combo.
have 0.5% of my friends list with scrubs on it, dude.
Dude, you'd get good if you played with me.
I want to get good. I'm historically bad at shooters, but I'm gonna try.
What's your favorite character in Overwatch?
My favorite character is Genji, and I feel like everyone's saying that these days. He's so cool though.
He is so fucking cool.
Genji has a weird, like he's not bad, right? Like I don't think
he's
Genji's
definitely not bad. That's for sure.
But he's got a weird feel to him. You know what I mean? Like
I agree with what you're saying. It's because he's so versatile. It's because you can snipe people with him essentially, because his shurikens have no damage drop off or arc. Yeah. And you can also get in people's face and kill them with your sword.
Right. It's like he's just. I feel like I should like Genji a lot more than I actually do, and I don't dislike him. I just prefer.
It's because he's a character that takes a lot of finesse and skill.
No, that's not why. It's not why. It's because he feels weird.
He's the hardest character in the game. Probably one of the hardest.
He's one of. I mean, I think
he's a hard character to play well.
I agree. I also think McCree is difficult. Tracer can be difficult. I mean, all those characters are higher skilled characters.
And it's weird though, because I like Genji a lot, but then I also like one of my favorite characters is Winston, who's like kind of a face roll character. You just
I feel like Winston
he's face roll in a way, like he's face roll when it comes to like aiming, but like when it comes to actually like positioning and stuff, it's like super important.
I feel like he should have a knockback swipe right click. Like he's got it with his ult. And then he's got the gun, he's got that little bullshit, the shield or whatever, and he's got the leap. But I feel like either the leap should knock back or does it substantially knock back, or is it just like a little small?
It depends on how close you are to him, but it does knock back.
All right. Well, I feel like his right click should be a fucking swipe, like a, you know what I mean, like a smack, and make him fly. Because it's kind of like I want to hit people off things with Winston more than I'm able to, because I pretty much am only able to when his ult's up.
Yeah, Winston's a character I don't play him much, but I don't think I'd be very good at him either. He's kind of weird, but he's good. Like
he's really
competitive.
fun.
And
Just like the
competitive
idea
is
of just
highly
jumping
picked.
around and yeah.
So
Yeah, for me, I think it's Tracer, and yeah, Tracer's probably
I
my
like
favorite because
Tracer.
I'm super good at Tracer. I go on like massive kill streaks with her, but it's fun. McCree is fun. Genji is fun. I like.
Genji.
That's the thing about Overwatch. I like almost all of the characters.
Yeah, same.
It's easier for me to pick the ones I don't like, which I don't like playing Bastion. Don't like
Really?
playing.
I
No,
like
I
playing.
just think
I
it's
like
fucking
playing
boring.
Bastion.
It's face roll and fucking boring. And
I think it's fun to see how mad other people get when you play
no,
Bastion.
McCree is the character to piss people off with. If you're
Oh,
doing
yeah, of
well as
course.
McCree, it is so fucking frustrating for the other team
Yeah.
because
That,
it's just
I
like
agree.
that stun
flashbang,
is so annoying.
dead.
I don't like that his. I mean, I guess I just don't. I don't. The thing I don't like about his little fan the hammer is that it walks up. Like you have to hold it down to like, you know what I mean, to kind of keep it. Like you can just kill
Yeah,
somebody.
it has
by
recoil
fucking
and takes a
body
small
shotting 'em.
degree of skill to pull the mouse down.
No, I'm not, dude. Fuck off. I don't mean it's hard. I just don't. It's irritating. Like if you pull off the fucking stun right click combo or whatever, like that should be enough. Like I get you have to hold it down. I don't like
Dude,
that.
if you're
Roadhog does
saying
it
that
either.
it's too hard,
That's what I'm saying.
You're
I'm not saying
saying
it's too hard. I'm saying I do it.
that should
It's
be
just-
enough. Come on,
no, I'm saying
dude.
it's tedious. It's not that it's
Oh
hard.
my god.
It's kind of tedious. I don't like that
Dude.
Roadhog's thing walks up either. Like, cause Roadhog's thing, you gotta hold it down too to keep it from
Yeah.
like walking up in the sky. I don't think that's really necessary. I'm not saying that it's fucking hard.
So the one thing I don't like about McCree, which I think is intended from a balance perspective, is he is, from my experience, the only character that has visible recoil. Like, it's not actual recoil, but when you shoot his gun, the crosshair moves up and down. It's straight up and straight down. It's 100% vertical visual recoil. So it's just annoying seeing that thing fucking bounce up and down, and you can't turn that off.
fucking hard. Oh my god! Do you want to do face roll?
No, but they do that on purpose. They do that on purpose, though. That's a balancing thing.
Exactly. They do it on purpose.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like he's the only character that has it, I believe, because you can turn off the bloom for the other characters, but you can't for McCree. And McCree doesn't actually have any recoil. Like if you hold the mouse button down and shoot 6 shots, they'll all go in the same exact spot, but the crosshair still moves.
Right.
So it
I don't know
kind of
why
makes no
you would
sense
turn off the. Why would somebody want to turn off the bloom?
because it's distracting, kind of. Like it's like it depends on the character. Like I turn it off for Tracer. I turn it off for Roadhog. Like there's no reason to have that visual clutter if you don't need it.
Right.
I leave it on for
Yes.
Soldier. Like Soldier 76, you need to have it on because you need to see
Yeah.
like the crosshair for that. But for like Roadhog, why do you need a giant circle? Like you're only gonna be shooting like people that are close or medium range. Like it doesn't mean anything to have that big circle there. So I just use a dot. I'm trying to think of the characters where it even matters. Soldier's the only character I think
No.
of where the spread matters, where you need to have it on. I'm sure there's another character I just can't think of it. Like Lucio, you don't need that big crosshair. Like all this shit's the same. McCree, you don't need it.
Right. I don't know. I think they're all good. Like, dude, I mean, I have characters that I prefer over other characters, but that's only because of like their play style. It's not necessarily like their kit or whatever. Like I don't really enjoy Zarya just because I don't really like her model that much, and I think her kit's kind of boring. So I would rather play a different
Yeah.
tank, essentially. But I think all the other ones, she's pretty good. I mean, she's not horrible,
Zarya's
but
really good.
I just don't particularly care for her like visual audio fucking shit that goes with it. So I'd rather pick somebody else. I don't play Winston a lot either, unless it's what's that map that has the thing in the middle where you're pretty much like two sides trying to control the little middle, and there's like places where you could fall off all around it. It's like a temple. I play Winston on that. Yeah, there's a temple that you go in, and there's the area in the middle that has all the dead space, like the around it where you can fall off, and there's hallways that go up both sides, and it's a control the middle area.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name. I haven't memorized the names yet.
It
Yeah,
might
the
be
names of the
Nejon
maps
Temple or
are-
something.
I just say like,
Oh yeah, I know what
what's
you're
that
talking
map?
about now. Yeah.
He's good on that because you can just fly across the thing and fuck with the other team while your team caps the thing and do other stuff. He's kind of niche, but
I know he's used in competitive a lot. I know a lot of teams use two Winstons because it's just like, what the fuck do you do against
did you
two
ever
Winstons?
find the answer to that question when you asked people like who were the good streamers and teams to watch? Because I can't.
A
I was gonna see your
few.
response. Link
There's
them
like
in
a
the thing.
competitive Overwatch team on Twitch. Like, are you familiar with the Twitch teams? Like the things next to people's names, like
No.
where it's like this guy streams for Method or whatever.
No.
That yeah, there's one with called competitive Overwatch, and some of them are on there. There's a few. Seagull is a name to watch. Another guy
Yeah,
named
watch
Poke.
Seagull.
Yeah, Poke is good. He's a Genji main who is like insane at Genji. Um, yeah, that's a fun character to watch. Somebody that's good at
Oh
playing
yeah, of course.
Genji.
Because they just they use his entire kit to just fuck everyone up, and people don't know how to deal with him. You know what I mean? Because they're like they
He's
try to
just
like
so
rank.
versatile that the good players play him in such a way that it's just like, wow, I never
Yeah.
thought to do that. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
And the
I
reflex.
don't use his
That
I don't use
deflect
his little
is-
shotgun thing, like where he throws the 3 stars in a line. Like I don't make very good use of that. I use the like pinpoint.
Yeah.
Sure,
Well,
throw.
it's more DPS in a lot of ways because it shoots faster.
Yeah.
That's why Genji is the hardest character in the games because you have so many options, and options make it the skill cap for that character like so fucking high.
And his ult is pretty nasty too. That little fucking slicing.
And it's hard to use. That's the thing. That's why it's like a
Yeah.
hard character. Like you don't just pop that and then win.
you don't
Right.
pop it and fucking Reaper.
Yeah, there's so many times where you
Yeah.
pop that shit and just die.
It's I like that they made it so that it does like the sword swipe. Like you can't one shot people with it if they're at full health, and that was clearly like a very conscious choice because
Yeah.
it would probably be OP if it was like that. But
You mean the regular one, like the?
no, the
No, the
ult sword
ultimate.
swipe.
Oh, okay.
It does like I think it does like 80 damage or 100 damage or something per swipe, but everyone has at least 150 health. I think.
Yep.
So it's interesting because that could like mess you up. You're like trying to kill someone, but they're like dodging your swipes. So you hit one, and then someone comes up behind you and kill you. So
My favorite thing is the resets on the shift ability on the.
yeah,
That is so cool. Like
his
killing
I just
somebody,
love his
killing
mobility.
somebody, just like zipping around. It's fucking awesome.
Just his overall mobility is just awesome. Like you can double jump.
You
and
can do
then,
everything. Like he
you know,
runs up
climb
walls.
up, and then if
double
you
jumps.
jump off a wall, you get your jump back. Like it's crazy.
He can snipe. He has melee. He has a sword. Like he can
Yeah.
do everything.
I mean, some people were saying that he's like, he has no really like natural counters because he can do everything. There's some characters I think that give him
Yeah.
trouble, but
There's a few characters that don't have any heart. Like so that's the thing though. Genji doesn't counter anybody though. Like he doesn't like flat out counter another character, but he also doesn't get countered.
yeah.
So like a lot of people would
pretty,
say
he's
no.
a pretty decent Bastion counter, but he's not like.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
oh, yeah, I forgot about
I
that.
originally started playing him to counter Bastion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does kind of fuck up Bastion. But really, any character that with the, yeah, I guess Genji does it better though.
And you got to be. I'm just gonna throw this out for Bastion people. I'm not gonna call myself a Bastion player, but I definitely play Bastion again just to kind of. I play him when he's appropriate. I don't play him all the time. But if you shoot into a Genji deflect as Bastion, you're just fucking awful, and you deserve to not even play the game. Like if you shoot Genji and you hear ting 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 ting, ting just stop shooting.
Well, what the really pro fucking Genjis do is they'll drop down from above on a Bastion that's shooting, to where like you don't even see him, like the Genji will like wall climb up really high and then shift up in the air. And then you'll be shooting at somebody else, and then all of a sudden the Genji will drop down right into your line of fire, and you'll fucking kill yourself. Like I've seen Seagull and these other Genji guys do it like all the time, and it's hilarious.
I gotta watch that guy. What
Yeah,
is
they're-
that? Seagull?
Seagull's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. Like he makes you feel like shit when you're watching.
Twitch TV Seagull?
Just Google Seagull Overwatch. You'll
It's
find it.
_Seagull. That's like the only like really good Twitch player or Overwatch player that I know of, but I want to start watching
He's
some more.
really good. There's another guy named Poke that's good. Those are the two that I found that are like above and beyond, but I'm sure there's way more that just haven't been seen.
I've started preferring, like, when I see like a really fucking good like Overwatch player that I face them or whatever, I'll prefer them so that like I actually get in games with them so I can, because I mean, like, there's all over the place, dude. Like we we had like our 6 group, right, and we probably had a pretty decent MMR because we were getting matched with some pretty good teams. And then we went down to like a 3-person group when a couple people left, and we got matched with like the worst players ever. I mean, it wasn't even a challenge. So I think I'm at like that stage now where it's good to be able to like, see other people that make us look shitty so that we can like fucking, because I mean, like, there's a big difference between somebody that like is not really an SPS player and they play this game, and then somebody that's like fucking legit. Because I've played with some people that are like pretty damn good. Like maybe not as good as these Twitch streamers, but I mean they were wrecking teams pretty much solo. I played with a Genji who pretty much just was 1v6ing our team. And it was like, holy shit! Like what the fuck is that guy doing? So like I added him because like I was like I gotta play with that guy more because he's fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the character I want to get really good at is McCree. I think McCree is gonna be the character I try and get really good at, because I feel like I could get decent at him.
I don't see McCree to me is not that interesting. Like he's powerful, like with his little fucking stun fan combo, but that's what he is. That's what he does.
So like that's the way I thought originally when I was just playing Tracer, because like Tracer's a really interesting character, and I was like, McCree, that's fucking boring. You just shoot people with their pistol, like I don't know. But dude, just soloing tanks is so great. Like seeing a Roadhog and just being like, pop, 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 roll, pop, 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 and just fucking killing him. And just seeing the people get so mad in the chat. People get so mad when you're doing well with McCree because there's like they come around a corner and you're just pop, 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 pop. It's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, it's irritating because you come around, like you said, you come around the corner and you can't even do anything because you just come around the corner, it's like blam, and you're just stunned, and then you're dead. And it's like, okay.
That's another thing too. If you're McCree and you're ulting and you see Genji reflecting and you shoot him anyway, it's like that's happened like way too many times.
Yeah, and the good McCrees, not the good McCrees, the good Genjis will line up to the McCree's left, or no, to his right, because the gun shoots from right to left every time. So if you're to the right, if you're on McCree's right, then he'll kill himself every time before he kills any of your teammates. It's fucking like the level, like the Genji's the hardest character, like the highest skill cap character.
Does it or does it not reflect McCree's ult?
It does. It reflects it.
Does.
So if let's say you've got a 6-man McCree ult lined up, and there's a Genji to your furthest right, if he reflects, you'll kill yourself before you kill anybody else.
But the reflect has to be aimed though. Like I'm pretty sure you have to aim.
Yeah.
You can't just mash 2 and win and reflect it right on somebody who shoots it to you. You have to like aim it back at them.
Yep.
Yeah. Just put the crosshair on.
Yeah.
Right. It's not hard again, but it's more than just hitting 2 to win. Like
yeah, for sure.
But I think that's why Bastion gets played so much by a lot of people is because Bastion is.
Because you hold down left click and win.
Yeah, well, that and he's very high reward for very little like skill investment.
Right.
Like you don't have to be good at all to be a badass with Bastion. You just have to sit there in the right spot and just pick off the entire team. And
I think be good at Bastion, but it's not like, it's just annoying to get killed by him. That's like he's not OP. Like he's definitely not overpowered by any.
He's just annoying.
He's just so fucking annoying.
He's cheesy.
Right, exactly. He's the
if
the
he
fucking
was
big
removed
dick
from the
cheese.
game, no one would really care. But he
That's
doesn't
not
need
true.
to be removed.
I would care.
Yeah, the scrubs would fucking.
I'm not a
cry.
scrub, fucker. I just enjoy. I enjoy making people like you angry when I kill you with when I wipe the other team with Bastion.
You don't kill
And
me
other-
with like the thing is
promise you I
that
do.
Bastion rarely kills me. He's just so fucking annoying.
Right. I use him for like I don't play him like a whole game. I'll play him like if we need to make a stand, like you know what I mean, they're escorting a payload or something, and like we're at the very end and we need to like hold, and like that's what you need to do. Like I'll use Bastion in that circumstance, and sometimes I'll use him on attack. Rarely, when we're just not making any fucking progress, and a team is just like holding a choke point, I'll let my team push, and then I'll back him up with his turret, and it works pretty well. But I don't play him like I'm not one of those people that fucking just picks him every game, every time, and just fucking left click wins. I don't do that. I play 76 a fair amount because I think he's pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah, I like that
Farah,
character.
Reinhardt, May. May is pretty good, honestly. if you
Yeah,
play right.
May's a weird one, but
She's
yeah,
pretty
she's good.
annoying to fight against too.
Yeah.
I definitely don't get mad at May though, like I do with Bastion. Just because like every time Bastion kills me, it's like 100% chance it was some cheesy bullshit. It's always like, oh my god, there was a Bastion in that random corner. Why was he there?
Right? That's the
It's-
best
yeah.
part.
But if I
That's
get
the
killed
best
by
part.
May, like if I get killed by May, I'm like, oh yeah, she fucking froze me and
Yeah.
headshot me because I missed my flashbang or whatever. You know, it's always like
Her
something where
range
it's,
on May's gun is retarded. Like
yeah,
it's like
it's snipes.
it's really far. Like it's a lot farther than you think it would be.
It's infinite. It's like Genji's thing. It's
Mm,
no
I don't
drop
think
off.
so. Pretty sure it's not.
Pretty sure it's no
Pretty
drop
sure it's
off.
not true. It's like probably like 20 yards. It's far, but it's not
Are
because
you
you
talking
could be
about
in
the
a
right click?
No, I'm talking about the freeze.
I'm talking about the fucking other thing that you probably
no.
don't even know about.
I do know about it. Fucking Jesus Christ. I'm talking about the freeze. The range on the freeze is pretty far. It's
Yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if it's more powerful up close. I don't think it is. I think it's the same. I don't think it drops off.
right.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
she's
far,
good.
but that's not like a character. Like the only character that's actually irritating is probably Bastion because there's just no McCree, but yeah, I play him a
Yeah.
lot, so I guess I'm biased.
Yeah, but the thing with McCree is like if you're getting fucked up by McCree, right? Like you just know the other guy's pretty decent. Because
Yeah,
if you're a shit McCree, like you're not gonna
don't
do
get
anything.
done. Yeah,
You're not
like
gonna do
when my
anything.
aim is off. Like I recently invested in a four. Are you familiar with the giant mouse pads, Kevin?
Oh yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
4 foot. I ordered a 4 foot long mouse pad. And
What?
I recently switched to really low sensitivity with McCree, and dude, my shot is so much better playing with low sensitivity. But I move my mouse like fucking a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, my shot on McCree is getting pretty good, decent.
Yeah,
But I want to watch a pro play him. I want to see a pro play him at like some insane accuracy rating because I feel like nobody can fuck with his damage other than maybe Widowmaker. If you're actually hitting those shots consistently at mid range, like you just he does so much damage.
Seagull's pretty good with McCree. I've seen a couple of his
Yeah,
streams.
Yeah, he's good, but he's good with all the characters. Like I'm looking for somebody that's like a master at McCree that like plays him like that poke guy plays Genji.
A McMaster. That's what you want.
Yeah,
You want a McMaster?
McMaster, yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know, like somebody like Torbjorn is kind of ragey too. Like he pisses people off,
I
but
don't
I
think
think
so at all.
he's pretty balanced. Like I don't think
His turret's
think
easy
he's-
to kill
he's-
compared to Bastion.
he's pretty appropriate.
Yeah, I think most of the characters. I mean, I think all of the characters are relatively. I don't think anyone's like overpowered or anything.
The only character I think that is bullshit is Zenyatta, who is completely worthless right now after like he just gets wrecked.
Yeah,
And I used to play him a lot during the beta before he got nerfed. But they're probably gonna do something to him because he just gets fucked.
problem
I didn't
with
see any patch
Zenyatta
notes.
is like, how do you like sort of define what his theme is? Because like, I feel like if you make him do more damage, that would make him OP,
the
and if you
thing-
made him do more healing, that would make him OP.
See, they designed that character around the idea of being able to heal outside of line of sight, and that's what they took away. So the orb used to you know the Discord orb, the damage orb that makes other people take more damage. That used to stay on people permanently. That was OP. That needed to get nerfed. They nerfed it. I'm okay with that. But the Harmony orb that used to just stay up on teammates. Like I could just give you the Harmony orb and you'd have it all game if I didn't die. But now they made it to where the Harmony orb, if you drop line of sight from me for more than 3 seconds, it gets
You
taken
lose
off of you.
Oh,
So the way you used to play Zenyatta is you find your wall and really protect yourself and play very defensively and throw your orbs out and occasionally get some DPS in, and that's the way you played him because you have 150 health and if you don't play like that you die. Well,
Yeah.
once they made that line of sight change, then you have to like put yourself in so much danger to get these
yeah.
heals out, and the heals aren't very strong compared to like Lucio or Mercy, and you have less health, and
I
it's
feel like
just AIDS.
giving him more health might be a good.
That's what they'll probably do.
Yeah, because the thing is that he does like so much damage for.
Yeah,
a
he
support.
does.
And it's like, why give him that if you want him to, never be fighting because he has no health,
Yeah, see, I just think they should revert the change on the healing orb line of sight. Like, I don't think that was that broken. I think the Discord thing was fucking bullshit. But I like him. I like him at low health. I like that you have to play this really defensive. I like the way he played previously, where you had to play like a complete like pussy, and when you did come out and do damage, you could still like you could fuck people up with that damage, but you had to know when to use it, or else you'd
Right.
die. I like that, but they took it away. Makes me
Well,
sad.
his thing is, if I remember right, there's not a lot of leading you have to do with those little balls. Like the charge balls you do, but his like left click. I mean,
You
I
have to
think
lead a
that's
decent amount.
that's
It's
pretty, but
it's
not like
pretty.
you
I would
with-
say it's probably the same speed as like a Genji star.
right, but it's definitely faster than a Pharaoh rocket.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, he's okay. I mean, I liked him in beta, and I don't think I've played a game with him since launch. Honestly.
Well, they
I've
nerfed
played-
him in the beta, later in the beta, like he had been nerfed.
Pretty
if you
sure
played
I've
him,
played
if you played him
everyone else.
early beta, it was night and day. Like he used
Nah,
to
I
be.
played him open beta,
He
late
used
beta.
to be a. Oh no, he was nerfed by then. He used to be a fucking beast in the closed beta.
Right.
Like teams were running two of him. Like that's how good he was. He was OP for sure. But yeah, makes me sad as I like that character a lot. But he just gets wrecked right now.
Did you see? Speaking of, just to kind of change subject a little bit about Overwatch, I guess. Did you see all that Casey Anthony stuff that came out?
Yeah, dude, she's a fucking savage, man.
Casey Anthony killed daughter, had sex with attorney Jose Baez in exchange for legal services.
Dude, she's hustling, man.
Dude, seriously,
You can't knock the hustle.
wasn't that like the most obvious like guilty verdict that didn't get called in the history of ever?
OJ?
Well, or that one.
It's like it's comparable to OJ.
I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like they should retry that chick. I don't know. Anyway, all right. I don't really have more than that. I just saw that there was.
Yeah,
I
I didn't.
headline.
Even,
Go ahead.
I hadn't heard the news, but I saw people talking about Casey Anthony, and I was like, why are people talking about her again? But
Did you hear? What was Jim Norton's stand up was like? Casey, the great thing about Casey Anthony is you can have sex with her all you want. And you don't have to worry about kids.
That's awesome.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Did you see the this was a while ago, but the Virginia congressman Mike Webb?
hmm
Oh, you saw that?
No, what I was just
Oh yeah.
acknowledging.
There, I'll Mike Webb. He is a guy running for Congress, and he
Oh, the guy that posted the
porn
Yeah,
screenshot.
I saw that.
this is in Virginia. That's why I figured Dope would maybe know.
I think I heard about it.
But yeah, he was posting a screenshot of like he posted some screenshot of him trying to like oust his opponent and like in a gotcha moment. And it turned out he had porn on his tabs, and he shared this to his own Facebook. And his explanation was that he was trying, like he said he was doing it to make sure he wasn't gonna get malware. He made like the most bullshit excuse of all time, and it's hilarious. Let's wrap this up. Wait, I was trying to find it. Fuck. Don't you hate that when you share something and you're like trying to find the funny part and you can't find it?
No, I
And
got
you
it.
feel
I
like
got
an
it.
asshole.
It's right here. It's the. That's
I was
the.
trying to find
I
his
saw it.
excuse.
I saw.
Oh, here we
About
go.
it.
According to Webb's explanation, or what can be gleaned from it, the politician was purposely visiting porn sites as a fume. Fuck, dude, you read this, dude. I can't. I'm retarded, by the way, Kevin. I can't read out loud. Like I can read fine, but I can't read out loud.
Or do you reading that thing I just linked? Or what do you-
Below the thing I linked. Look at the thing I linked. Wow. I'll read this. I can do better. The politician was purposefully visiting porn sites as a form of
Keep going.
I actually
I want
can't
this train to go
fucking
fully off the
read.
tracks.
How can I not read? Okay. All right.
That's fine.
I'm going to prepare myself. Whew. All right. I'm going to do this shit. I'm not going to stumble this time.
Yes,
All right. The politician was purposefully visiting porn sites as a form of human malware bait. Webb suspected an evil operator was waiting for a federal candidate to visit a harmful website so that they can infect said computer with a virus that would cause their a problem with the FCC files on the deadline for an application, as well as other critical campaign systems. So this guy was essentially saying that he was being the human guinea pig, just making sure that he wasn't going to pick up a virus specifically designed for FCC FEC file. Like, it's the complete garbage.
Of course it is.
I just think it's funny that and apparently this guy's like a real like conservative Bible beater, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
That's always the thing, right? It's always the super religious conservative like anti-gay dude that's like sucking dicks in the airport bathroom. It's always that guy.
Well, I mean, they say that the people that are like most vocal about being anti something are the ones that are like the most ashamed that they feel that way themselves or something.
Yeah, it's like with when we were talking about interracial porn. Apparently, in like the most racist areas, that's the highest porn search results.
Yeah.
Is like black guys banging white chicks, and that's what all those racist fucks jerk off to. That's
Right.
fucking hilarious.
Of course it is. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to think of something that like, nope, I ain't got it. I thought it was. Never mind. I don't even tell that story. I'll tell it later. Just move on.
We've been going for a while. I didn't realize how long.
Are we
I don't
done?
want to keep him too long. I've got a whole bunch of topics here, but I don't know like how long we're gonna go. We've been going for a while, and
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure-
probably need to go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Good.
say it was probably be close to a good time to
Yeah,
wrap it up.
we're kind of.
How would you rate your
dying off.
experience today on the Hardline podcast?
Well, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but I mean, it was fun.
Yeah. I wanted to do more than just gaming stuff, but I think people still like it. I had all these like topics because I watched all your videos and stuff, like a lot of them. I was gonna like pick your mind on it, but we just never got to it, which is fine because we'll have you on again if you want to. But
I just
Yeah.
hope that you actually don't dislike Morgan Freeman. He's like
Uh,
one of my most beloved actors of all
No,
time.
I just disagreed with him on one thing that he said. But no, Morgan Freeman is amazing.
so that
Actually,
means you
like-
I'm gonna
hate him.
guess. I'm gonna guess. I haven't watched your video. I'm gonna guess what you disagree with him on, and you tell me if I'm right. It's his quote that says, "The best way to make racism go away is to stop talking about it."
Exactly. You're exactly.
Yes. See, I knew it. I knew it.
And But and actually at the end of that video, I like there's like a quick flash of like a heart and Morgan Freeman. It's like, I love you, Morgan Freeman. Don't be mad at me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will check your stuff out. Like you've got a good channel. Like you make like really smart content. That's like, I feel like your stuff is binge watchable. So
I appreciate that. People tell me that a lot. It's like, yeah, I just sat and watched like 3 hours of your videos. So
yeah, like, that's what I did before you came on. Like
Yeah.
I was playing Overwatch for 3 hours, and I just had the playlist of all your videos, and I was just like clicking them and just going down the list. So I think, yeah, if you're into like social commentary stuff about like political issues, social issues, whatever, check out The1Janitor. He's been around a while, and I think I found you off of that video. You had a video that blew up on Reddit about the S symbol.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where
That
I found
was-
you out from. And then I noticed you were subscribed to me, and I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I always like it when I'm subscribed to somebody and they leave a comment. I'm like, oh shit, I watch your stuff too.
Yeah, I remember when you responded, I was like, hey, that's cool. I
Yeah.
want to say, like, for anyone that is thinking about checking out my videos, is like, I make videos like I want people to be okay with being challenged. Like, I think a lot of people like see some of my videos and they expect sort of like this echo chamber where we just talk about things that we
I was
agree
actually
on.
gonna bring that up with you. Yeah, like you have the
Yeah.
same thing where people like just cannot. Like I don't agree with some of the stuff you say in some of your videos, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, people have this thing like, especially like I feel like the younger internet generation, they just cannot fathom somebody not agreeing with them because everybody
Yeah.
goes to their little circles where everybody just agrees with each other.
Yeah. So I just want people to not expect that on my channel. Like my last video is why I'm not a vegan. And
Dude,
as you
I
might
figured that
imagine,
I clicked on that video and I was assuming it was gonna be flooded with like a ton of dislikes from because the vegans are like a cult.
yeah.
Dude, they are about as
It's-
worst as ISIS. Dude, they are so fucking extreme.
Yeah.
Like if you say anything, like I bet this podcast there'll be some crazy fucking vegans. 3 hours in, they'll be like, "Oh my god, he talked bad about veganism.
Yeah, it gets
Drop the dislike bombs. Carpet
And
bomb their asses."
and I guess it wasn't that bad in terms of dislikes and stuff, but
no, not as bad as it could have been. I've seen some videos get wrecked.
yeah. But it's compared to how I usually do, it was definitely one of the more controversial videos, and there's a lot of comments and people, being sort of taken aback by what I said. But
Dude, that is dude. Those vegans, man, they're
that's one thing I actually am sort of proud of about my channel is I think the comment section on my videos is like way better than
oh yeah.
like any other YouTuber I've ever
Well, I mean,
seen.
look at our comments. So look at the comments that we got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people had to share their opinion about masturbating in the comments.
Dude, I like how like you're by far like in terms of like YouTubers that make like content, you definitely have probably the smartest like most like thought out content of anybody we've had on as a guest. And I like how all of the comments that we got for the segment were all like, "Yeah, dude, this is the way I jerk off." And it was like,
I'm interested to see what the comments will be. Maybe it'll just be more about that since we talked about it again.
I hope not. Yeah, we need to really work on that dope. We need to stop like the whole. It seems like 50% of our podcasts are about jerking off in some way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I see. Like
Like we try we try not to make it go a certain way. We try not to like have anything off limits, but yeah, the
It's
jerking
kinda
off
like
thing
you
has
have
gotten
to,
a little
like-
ridiculous.
for a podcast, it's like, I mean, in my theory anyway, is like, I have legit. We share legit opinions about things. Like, I don't agree with you on a lot of things, but we have a civil discussion about it. And then I just think though that for an entertainment show, right? Like you can't
Yeah.
be one dimensional, right? And I think a lot of it is important that you're able to flex in and out of ridiculous with serious and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people also wouldn't want us to hear us talk about Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump policies for 3
Oh, yeah.
hours.
3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you know
dude,
what I mean?
You have to admit though, the jerking off part has gotten a little extreme. Like it's
Yeah. Well,
like,
I just
we've
wanted to
maybe
make a little
gone
side story
a
about
little
a condom
too far.
that you fucking blew up into this big
Yeah,
fucking
I
thing.
will take blame for that because I gave him a lot of shit.
And we
in the
talk
last-
about like 10 things on the podcast.
I like
that are,
how we're
the
trying
most-
to justify this.
the
to
most
Kevin.
relevant, right? Like all this like social commentary. He puts up the fucking show. First title is Hive Mind 27 Dopamine beats off in a condom. That's like the number one fucking thing that's on the thing. So yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely contributed to it.
fair enough. But yeah, that's
I
fine.
like how we're trying to justify this to the janitor right now. Like, look, we're not always like this. We promise.
I think it's funny.
I think it's gonna be funny when Bajira gets on here and he realizes what a horrible mistake he made.
Are you guys gonna have Bajir on here?
We're gonna try to. So Bajira was like, yeah, I think I'm down to do it. Do you mind if I stream it? And I was like, go ahead.
That's gonna be interesting because
Oh yeah, I encourage it.
I really like Bajir actually. I'm a fan, but he's such like a positive.
I
like,
know, right? And
happy
we're
guy,
so fucking mean
which
and evil.
I kind of am, but it's gonna be an interesting dynamic.
I
Yeah.
wanna take bets from the show on like who actually ends up rage quitting in the middle of our podcast because somebody's gonna do it. We're gonna have somebody on here. that
Yeah, the
just
first
listens to
person that does it. Like, how many episodes it'll be before somebody says "fuck you guys"?
right.
Because we challenge our guests a lot of times. We'll like,
Yeah.
so there's somebody I want to get Hansel on. Hey, I want to get him on. He recently had some controversy. I want to talk about it, but I want to get him on as a guest. He wants to do it. It'll be good. I don't think he'll rage quit though.
Somebody's gonna be
Somebody's
like,
gonna do
I gotta
it. It's
go.
gonna be so
I gotta
funny.
go. Yeah, I don't think I can do this anymore. I gotta go.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know exactly what to expect. Like I said, I listened.
I want to get you on again and actually talk about and pick your brain on shit. I really we just talked. We talked a lot about jerking.
We didn't
off.
talk about dicks for 3 hours. It's not.
But I have all these awesome topics that are awesome debate things, and we ended up talking about jerking off and Overwatch for almost all of it.
I'm happy to come back on. I thought it was fun.
Man, that was good shit. I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate you hanging out for the whole damn near 3 hours. We're gonna have a guest on here that's. I don't want people thinking that they've got to stay the whole time if they don't want to.
No, I mean I noticed that your other podcasts were long, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm not doing anything else. So
yeah, so definitely check out that one-janitor. We'll leave a link in the description. He makes good stuff. Highly recommend it. And you want to just wrap it up there?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Hive Mind number 28. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes, and Google Play. And we'll see you again next week.